ask most British and you call our government working, many would disagree, but
Sure.
it works better than it could do.
I
And that is where we come in.
Yeah, of course.
I mean,
Welcome.
hey, we're just gonna murder people and call that government.
Yeah.
You've been
Hi.
this is the 40K government.
At least as a group, we're pretty consistent. You know.
What's the fastest way I can get my passport?
Actually, I
flying.
can answer that. Believe it's in Tampa or near one of the bigger cities. You can actually do same-day passport stuff.
Oh, sick.
Costs extra.
I live near
but you
Tampa.
can
Yeah,
do
it costs a fuck ton, but you can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, same
I
thing's
mean-
available here. It's like 260 quid to get your passport within 2 weeks. Otherwise, you've got to wait like between 2 and 6 months.
But
Admittedly,
all of that aside,
Mhm.
I
Right.
I do not I know last week I like kept talking my own head off for 30 minutes, and I want to make sure that we don't get into that this week.
Yep. I get it.
Fair.
no problem.
So, welcome everyone once again to the liberation of St. Cardaius Rest. When we last left off, the team had been scheming, laying plans to ambush a convoy while simultaneously sneaking into and poisoning the supplies in a base, before joining up to lead a concerted assault against a third target. You had all been resting over the night as
On
you
our
had
laurels.
a good few hours before needing to head out. You sprayed the Taurox black and switched out to your black fatigues and divvied up all your gear. Which reminds me, what gear are you leaving behind at the camp?
I believe we went over most of this last time. Let's see. We're leaving behind most of the ration packs, right? We
I
have.
remember that you and I were taking stock of the different groups and what we were taking, not necessarily what we were leaving behind.
Yeah. Let's see. I know the convoy ambush inventory is the missile launcher, the missiles, 4 anti-vehicle landmines and 2 anti-personnel landmines, 4 remote detonators, prey sense goggles, and 2 med packs. Let's see. With that, I am also going to lay claim to let's see, we've got a total of 25 last packs. I'm gonna
And
lay. Welcome back. We're discussing what the two different groups are taking.
As usual.
Didn't we
figuring
already
out what's
establish
going
that yesterday?
Yep.
Most of it, yeah.
Make sure
Last
that
week.
you've got everything, because you're leaving some things behind, and I need to know what's staying in the camp.
Yeah. Let's see.
What I'm hearing is Hugh is about to steal our shit.
I was gonna say we should just probably take everything with us. Like, there's no one staying.
There are
Yeah.
dice
Right?
that will be rolled to determine certain events while you are gone.
Hugh is going to take our shit.
So, okay, I have a
admittedly.
question that's sort of behind this question. Like, is anyone staying behind?
No.
Or is the entire team
Nope,
divided?
whole team
into
is
two?
going
Whole
out.
team is going out.
So what's
I'm
stopping us from
for
breaking
the convoy ambush. I am going to take. I'm going to take an extra 5 last packs. Just because when
Honestly,
dealing with a
take all of the
tank,
guns and ammo in the Taurox. Anything that we don't take with us on the other bit, just have that with you.
There is not room in the Taurox for all of it and the people.
yeah, we
Okay,
can't
there's
fit
the
all of it.
Do
as
we
well,
not have a
as
strap
well,
along?
as well.
Can I
is
finish?
I would like to finish what I have been trying to say first. As well, if the Taurox explodes because dealing with tank, then we lose everything. So that's why I only want to take like a little a little bit of stuff.
We have a box that we can strap on the side of the Torox that you can leave somewhere safer that you can keep your eye on.
Just forgo
Yeah.
the Torox and just send Agriltrom at the tank. He'll take care of it all.
Oh, like the
Fire him,
Torox.
like,
The
out of the cannon.
Torox is not going to be like charging right at the tank. That's not
Right.
going to happen. But it is going to be, I think, unavoidable to not have it be within firing range at least.
Yeah, definitely. But if we take one of the boxes that we came down here with, you can strap it to the Torox, we make our way there, and then you unstrap it, put it somewhere that it's not likely to be hit by
Yeah.
Yeah,
random
the
ammo.
boxes are all currently full of stuff.
Yes, we would
Like,
make it
there
full
are
of.
multiple boxes.
Yeah, I
Taurus
am
can
aware
only
of
have
this.
so many, that's why you have a trailer.
Have you considered ramming a tank with a Torox and overturning it?
Hey, you know what? That
I mean,
would
how's
be-
that gonna shoot you when you're fucking under the barrel?
I mean, that would be a very fast solution. I don't know who would die
be
first.
quite
but-
epic. How effective it would be, I don't
Yeah.
know. You'll find out, I'm
You
sure.
know, if we
I
roll
think-
if we roll like all sixes on a piloting roll for it, I expect it to
Yeah.
happen.
You see, to anyone who views this, you'll come to understand why I'll never be an officer outside of side things.
I mean, I feel like that's just the inherent racism inside the Imperium, right?
No.
Oh.
Probably.
I
But
mean,
in
yes.
this sense, it's logical. You don't
Yeah,
want
no.
you don't want Agriltrump to be your fucking leader.
No,
like
I get you, but when you say
The
that, my
main
immediate thought is-
reason is
yeah.
because he's a squad.
Right.
But on the other hand, if he wasn't a squad and still had the same personality, still
Right.
no.
Right, of course. And yes.
Well, generally speaking, abhumans can reach the rank of commander at the highest, as they can command entire companies of their own kind.
God, I fucking hate the Imperium. Sorry, that's in character. Not actually. That was
So that's okay. It's fully understandable.
Anyway, I will notate that Napoleon once said that he'd prefer a lucky general over a good one. But you'll find that I'm not very lucky. I just roll a lot of dice for the things that I want.
make her own luck. Okay, so what do we need to do before we get?
That's right, I'll
there?
cheat.
Okay.
It sounds like
So I am editing the Torox inventory in the actual Torox Igni thing. For the camp from the Torox, I'm leaving the 73 ration packs. We are not losing all of our food to one misfire. I'm leaving the universal combustion engine. I'm taking 5 extra last packs with us. That is 5 extra on top of the 3 per person. The regular las reloads that we have. Let's see. We're gonna take 2 autocannon cases and 2 Promethium. So that'll be 2 reloads for the main turret and 2 reloads for the autocannon. And I'm gonna leave the auto pistol and the 2 autogun magazines.
Alright then.
And then we have 2 med packs, and a bunch of other shit. It's like, that's the camp, convoy stuff. Yeah, I'm just gonna make sure all of this is noted in the actual Taurox Igni inventory. Yeah, continue, because other than that, I can't think of anything else to bring.
I'm back.
Alright then.
I think I already marked off what we were taking in the other form.
Mm-hmm.
So the two groups head out into the dark, ready to lay your ambushes and prepare your attacks.
As we're riding along in the Tarox, I'm just going to or Nawali is going to. She's originally going to be like leaning forward, just kind of resting her eyes, and then she's gonna sit up straight and look around. Just be like, "Who here has experience setting up mines to go off with remote detonators?"
We're coming with you, you know that, right?
You're not in there.
That's
unless
totally fair, but you do realize that we are driving the other car right next to you going to the same destination.
I did not realize that. I thought you
Oh.
were going off to the camp
We're
first
helping
and
you
waiting
set the
for us.
shit up
Okay.
Oh, right.
and
Okay.
then going.
Okay.
Right,
then
okay. That
then
makes more
I'm gonna
sense.
say Nualia got a little bit confused on that or forgot something to do with cyanide fumes, and
I kind of like it
then
better if she forgot and had that moment of like,
yeah.
oh shit.
Just like wait a minute. So she
I'm so
actually
okay with this.
she actually asks that.
Where's Agotrom again? Is he in the Torox?
You're in the
Or is he-
Tarox.
Yeah, you're in the
Yeah.
Torox.
Yep.
Yeah, he okay. He would respond, be like, "I'm not familiar with mines. Just flat blow up? Yes." Shakes said no. The only explosives I know about are these muscles. He flexes.
Those, I believe they
But also, we're
refer
driving
to
right
the.
next to you.
Yeah. I
like,
believe
You should
why
ask
not?
Flax
I
or whoever.
I believe they refer to those as guns, not explosives.
Clearly, they don't know how to classify. He flexes again. Powerful artillery.
Oh boy.
All right then. Lamold actually does raise a hand. I've set a few dummies up in training. That's
Does
about
nobody
it.
realize we're driving right alongside them? Did they just all
I said-
collectively forget?
Well,
I
no, they've just
Agriculture
been
said
asked a
come back,
question by an important person. They're answering, as good soldiers should.
Fair, fair.
It's not their place to question Nualia's judgment of whether or not they're actually being accompanied.
No, it's ours.
I'm just gonna say that Agrotrom said ask Flax. That's all.
Mm-hmm. All right.
And he's just gonna flex like. an
Here's a
idiot.
question. Could we rig up the missile launcher or something else to just shoot aggro drum at people?
I got to say this last time. Yes.
Dwarf cannon.
Stick a rocket to his ass and shoot him at a thing.
We're
Oh,
just
did
gonna
someone-
we're gonna
talk-
we're gonna turn Agril into a storm boy.
At least you got consent.
Yeah,
You
let's
do
see.
have a pile of grab shoots that you're not using.
Yeah, this
boy.
is true. But yeah.
One
no-
of these days, when we finish this mission, we're gonna go out to a random field or something, and we're gonna experiment with this.
Nualia is going to like turn and look out the window, and then see the Jeep coming along beside us, and then she's going to say, "Oh, right, okay, never mind."
Too many fumes. I get it. Not that I can hear this conversation or anything. We're just kind of. I'm just driving.
Under Agrotrum's breath, he's still muttering more things. Muscles like that core. Yes. It is in his own mind with self-praise. He's very he's just living the aggrandizing dream.
Man, I love that Aquatron is narcissistic. I'm not sure why I love that, but that's such a good character choice for him.
I mean, yeah, he has to be, no?
Yeah, no, totally.
It's
I
either
think-
that or crushing depression.
Yeah, I think I like it when, given that he's like, given the Imperium's view on abhumans, that he's like societally considered subhuman, but he's just his own biggest fan. I love that.
Thank you.
All right then.
Do we need to do any kind of rolling for this piloting, or are we just assuming?
No,
All right.
it's dark, but the Taurox and the Jeep have sufficient headlamps to light your way. And while it's a rocky, uneven terrain, it's not particularly difficult to navigate.
Cool.
Every now and then, a large boulder or the corner of a mesa looms out of the dark, and you have to swerve a little, but not too much issue. Given the darkness, you can move as fast as possible without worry of being noticed via your dust plume. And yeah, you follow the road. You head up north towards the road.
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah,
Does it rain here?
no.
Interesting.
Like, it doesn't rain on the planet.
So they don't know
Yeah.
what clouds look like.
Oh, there are clouds, but they're thin, wispy ones.
Okay.
Okay, this might be a better question to ask outside of the actual game, but I have many questions, so I'll save that for later.
Is the question, how can a planet survive without rain?
Largely, yes.
Vast aquifers.
Humidity.
Okay.
Massive aquifers beneath the planet's crust.
Okay, alright. Well, that makes sense then.
So we just need Agrotron to dig a hole and we'd have water forever.
Possibly, if you're over an aquifer.
All
Not
right.
everything is aquifer, otherwise the planet would be hollow and made of water.
No, but clearly, if we just let him dig long enough, we'll find something.
Let him go back to his
This-
natural habitat.
Okay,
Exactly.
okay, I have one last stupid question, and then I'm definitely gonna be all in get on the boat mode. Does this planet, and obviously don't answer if this is story relevant, does this have indigenous people?
We're murdering them.
It might have once upon a time, but this planet was founded millennia ago. Some claim that it was founded before the Horus Heresy. Others claim that it was founded during the expansion of the Emperor's Crusade.
Depending on how long it's been settled, we could argue that the people that we're fighting are indigenous because they would have likely evolved to some degree in response to like their relationship with the planet and stuff. Especially
Very,
given
very
that like
small degrees. 10,000 years is a long time, but not enough for significant mutation to occur.
Okay,
fair.
alright, that was my question.
Like, they might have traditionally darker skin and a different facial structure to people from other worlds, but generally speaking, they are still biologically human.
Makes sense.
But yeah, you follow, you head north towards the road, eventually coming across it in the dark. Off to the northwest, you can see a cluster of lights, floodlights, and searchlights panning through the sky above, marking the encampment of T4. You take a judicious route around that, heading further east, until you come to what you believe would be a good location to plan your ambush.
I'm gonna pull once we actually get there and like start getting started. Flux, I'm assuming you don't want me on explosives, right?
You can certainly help.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you wanted me there or like keeping scouting with Packard. Yes, Packard.
An
I hope
extra
the map makes visual sense.
Yeah, I think so. The
good
the
use of
yellow
color.
is like this is like cliffs, and this is
Yeah.
I'm assuming that this is like a slope, so like we could lay on this, whereas this is sheer cliff face.
So on the side with the dark line, it is sheer cliff.
So that would be this side.
The grey being shadow beneath it.
Right. Okay.
Where there is no dark line, it smoothly transitions into the Cardaius blood.
Mhm. I presume this is road, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And the city is the same as how we saw in the bigger map. It's to the southwest. To our
Yes.
right if we're looking at the
T4
map.
is, yeah.
Cool. So, from my notes, from what we're counting on, we generally know how far apart the cars will be
Mhm.
and what order they will be in. So, I would very much like to set things up with Riven helping me
Mhm.
to have a single remote detonation that sets off the landmines, hopefully set apart far enough that we can hit the heavy trucks. Sorry, not the heavy trucks, the armored cars and the light tank.
All right. Just go ahead and mark where you want your mines.
Alex doesn't know the distance, but Flux does.
Sure. You could probably just put them in places that you feel work, and those are probably the right places as far as Slock goes.
Generally speaking, I'd like them to be in this area so that they've got the cover
So
of this structure
Yeah.
that
to hide
is the
behind.
length of the light tank.
Cool. I want the tank to blow up somewhere around here, and then everything else to cascade accordingly.
Around where? Okay.
So that y'all can hide the truck back here and, like,
Over here.
fuck
Yeah.
them up from the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this structure is big enough that you could hide the fucking car behind right here.
Eh,
It-
Well, you
not
can see
really.
the
No, we wouldn't be able to. So if it, how tall is the cliff? Is it taller than the Taurox?
yeah, it's
Okay.
about 8
Honestly,
meters
in
or so.
that
So
case,
if we put it like over
what's the
here.
landmass look like over to the left off the map?
Pardon?
What does the landmass look like to the left off the map?
Generally wide open plains. This is the only rocky area on a long stretch.
And the road is going straight to the right? Or
It curves slightly to the
left,
north
rather?
as well.
Cool. So they could theoretically hide behind this thing. And the tank could explode around here. And they wouldn't get seen.
I missed all of those pings.
I will make it a different color because I realize this is not very visible.
I mean, I think we just hide the
Okay.
Taurox like over here, and we can still have the tank
That's
explode
gonna
right
take
here.
it to clear is my only concern. If you're able to hide, would they be able to hide behind this and not be seen from
It is quite large.
the way that the road goes?
Yeah, they wouldn't be able to see us from up here.
So we can
As
make
soon as they
the
reached
yeah,
here,
so we
we
can
would
make the
be in
tank
sight.
explode like here,
Yeah.
and then everything else would cascade back up to the left.
I don't know. I'm fairly inclined to have our Taurox over here because we can have our people up on the cliff face, pretty much
I
just ready and waiting.
mean, I dig that. I was just
My
asking.
concern with people on the cliff face is you're going to need people to physically go take control of the cars. And if
sure.
they're on the cliff face, getting down is going to be difficult and dangerous, especially in a fight.
Of course, absolutely.
Yeah.
All of that would definitely be dangerous.
You could
I
use this
think-
for cover, actually be on ground level with it, and be able to launch an assault if you were to come from that direction.
Sort of, because this slopes this way.
Could
So
I-
we actually would not have cover sitting on this bit. We would have
I'm not
cover
telling
from
you to
behind
sit on
it.
it. I'm telling you to sit behind it and drive
Yeah.
the car around.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's cool, but I already know what I'm gonna do.
How tall
Okay.
is the cliff, Hugh?
The cliff is about 8 meters. This standing rock here is about 7 or so meters tall.
How
Cool.
far can you fall before you take damage? Assuming no power armor.
Assuming no power armor and like you're not trying to catch yourself before you hit the ground, I'd say 3 meters or so. If you fell rather than jumped.
Okay. If you jumped and tried to catch yourself.
If you jumped and tried to catch yourself, I'd say you could manage maybe 3 to 4 meters without injuring yourself if you're not wearing power armor.
Okay.
Then you'd be at risk.
Okay, so from 8 meters up, people are definitely at risk. Okay.
Jumping off the cliff is just A, you might lose your gun. B, you might injure yourself on the way down. C, while you're falling, you're going to have to worry about being shot at while falling.
I mean, you're gonna have to
I
worry
don't-
about
I'm not
getting.
gonna use my gun.
Yeah, but on the
gonna have
ground,
to-
you can at least attempt at a dodge. If you're fucking falling, like, you can't move yourself
But,
more
I
than
mean,
falling.
you're
Being
faster
the
falling
is
than you
drawing-
are running.
my whole job is drawing fire.
Yeah, as well, like,
See, this is cool.
Fair.
and
fair.
dropping out of the sky is also faster than running around a field.
Totally fair.
Yeah, but I do agree though
In
with
terms
all the
of
rest of the stuff. Like
such.
you're more likely to lose your weapon and get injured and all of that. And yeah, we can't have that.
What if I told you I won't lose my weapon, but it'll actually save damage?
Yeah, I think coming out from here is going to be the best thing. Yeah, I have to agree with that. I think if we
Packard
have
would at this point point out that if the convoy is on the road here and you were up here, you would have A, the high ground, and B, cover from return fire.
yeah. And if
Whereas this is
if the
all
cars
just
are
open ground.
as well, if the tank and all the rest are disabled, we don't have to worry about them getting away. And we can have everybody focus on shooting the drivers too.
I'm gonna jump in that tank.
I fully expect you to like jump across to here and then jump on the tank.
The
Yeah,
tank
but-
is about 3 meters tall. You could do that.
That's the plan, baby.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I have to go with.
Well,
With
3
over
meters at
here.
the turret.
Yeah, I have to go with the Tarox being over here because we can have everybody in cover. Like this ultimately increases our survival odds, whereas with this cliff we have to run out of cover in order to be able to open fire, and people can't be set up ready and waiting there. Whereas on the cliff side we can be pretty much set up and waiting. Like we could have Chris and Risa ready with the missile launcher.
Grenade trom.
Agril's gonna be the dude in Saving Private Ryan who's like fiddling with the sock filled with anti-tank grenades, just like trying to figure out how it works before it explodes in his hand.
You fail to realize that Agrotrom is actually the sock.
Flux, give me a leadership role
My leadership.
for
I'm confused.
planning tactics.
I would argue that this is exactly the tech stuff I've put into because this is sapper shit. Mining a thing is
Alright,
one-
I'll give you that one, yeah. Alright then.
and I am going to wrath that.
And we got a glory.
Okay, nice.
Very nice.
What
All
can
right.
I say except your
Yeah.
Whoa.
Where do you want the tank destroyed?
I don't want the tank destroyed.
Or
We're
disabled?
keeping that fucking thing. You are giving me a tank if it kills me.
All right, disabled then.
Mm.
Where do you want it?
Um, let's see. We're gonna have. Well, I'm doing mines for tank and both armored cars.
Yep, I know.
So tank probably would be best to be. Let's go around here, so that they can just have an easy route to get around this cliff bit and get to the cars
Yeah.
and trucks.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You would know that given how long it is, the trucks would be here and here.
Yeah. So we would have. That would be the perfect place for the Taurox to come out and hose them down with fire.
Yeah, I heard not any of the comment that you just gave because you glitched out like hell.
Oh, me?
You.
Oh, Hugh was saying that the trucks would end up here and here.
Excellent. I don't care what you do, except that at the end of this, I want 2 heavy trucks carrying supplies, and we can have 2 people take them back to base. And I want the light tank shooting at the city. Anything outside of that, entirely your purview.
We will do what we can. I'll do my best to get you all of that.
If nothing else, get records of what's in those trucks. And if we can't take it, destroy it.
All right.
This is exactly why you need a melee expert. Kill the drivers up close.
No prisoners, no witnesses.
Obviously.
Whoa. Wait. What?
You heard me. No prisoners, no witnesses.
I am wondering if it might be good to capture somebody, at least temporarily, so that we can learn call signs. Just so, on approach to the city, we can get in a little closer to the defenses before having to fire. But they would be dispatched as soon as we knew whether or not we could get call signs.
You might need them. Yes, that would work.
Or even better, if we can... Well, no. The tank firing at the defenses will be good. Yes, that'll work.
Hugh, how close to the city are we?
It's not a city, it's a military base.
I believe it was
How
100...
close are we to the military base?
I believe
Well,
we're
you
50
said you wanted
meters.
to be at
50
least.
miles.
You wanted to be at least the distance that a artillery shot could be heard at, which was 15 miles or so.
Better
So,
question. Can they see the
figured
mesa
you'd
that
probably
we'll
go
be
to-
camping out on from here?
Pardon?
Can they see the mesa that we'll be camping out on from here?
Well, I'd say you're a fair bit further than that. You've got plenty of space, so I figure you've gone an extra, like, 70, 80 odd kilometers out, so you're a good 100 away. They
I'm
can't see you
trying
from there.
to think of a way if we can signal them that we're back at the mesa before everything goes down without having to drive back here to meet them and without having to use
I mean,
comms.
a flare?
Draws a little much attention.
We're just gonna drive back too if we've got the time.
I mean, the
I think...
our Rug's a pretty decent distance anyway.
Ultimately, I think get the mines set up and head out to your positions, Flux, and one way or another, once we see the convoy, it will not matter if anyone is in is in position or not. We'll just have to hope that you are in position at that time. But once you hear the gun firing, feel free to give whatever signal you feel is necessary to let us know that you're there.
Alright. So, we're going to T5 and we'll come back. However, we will be coming back to that mesa that we talked about. Don't worry about picking us up.
Alright, so we just go in, shoot at the defenses for a little bit, and then retreat?
As much time as you can give us without too many casualties balancing it out.
Alright. Sounds like a plan.
We want attention drawn, then get the fuck out.
Of course.
If we don't come back 12 hours after you do that, well, we're fucked.
If you do not come back 12 hours after that, we will do what we can to assess whether or not you are still alive, and we will go from there.
At that point, you have full acting command until stuff comes back.
Alright.
Continue on with what we're supposed to do.
Alright. Then, in that case, Flux, may the Emperor go with you, and keep you safe.
May the Emperor give you a fucking tank.
The Emperor delivers.
Indeed. And yeah, I think if that's everything I've got to set up for you, we're gonna take a ride.
Hugh, are these red dots all of the mines?
Those are the anti-vehicle mines.
There should be a fourth one.
Flux wanted the tank disabled and 2 armored vehicles destroyed. That's 3 mines.
Okay.
You can place the 4th if you want to.
Just to give us
If you
better
really want
odds.
to make sure one of them dies.
I mean, it's more to give us
Flux.
better odds of hitting them. But yeah.
Flux is just gonna give you a little push detonator. For the love of God, do not sneeze and hit this before you mean to.
Don't
If you
worry.
waste
waste my mines and all of my good work, I will be very upset.
Don't
for the last,
worry.
For the last 20 odd minutes, you've watched Flux measuring paces out between different spots along the road before finally planting 3 objects at various locations and then digging holes for the mines at each one.
I do admit, looking
It
at
seems
the
completely arbitrary to you. But
looking at the mines, the spacing of them does seem a little weird considering where you estimated where the trucks would be.
We have 1 tank, 1 armored car, 2 large trucks between them, and then an armored car following it up.
Ah, I see. Okay. I understand now.
yeah.
So what's
And
gonna
the front
happen is
line
you're gonna
is off to one side
sandwich.
specifically to disable the tank rather than destroying it.
Disable the tank, hopefully destroy the armored cars, and hopefully the trucks ram into each other before they can swerve. And then we shoot the drivers. And then focus on the tank.
There
Yeah.
you go.
This should cause you a fair bit of chaos.
Mm-hmm. Then, yeah. Then, after wishing you good luck, Nualia is going to walk away and begin giving out orders to the rest of the squad. Let's see. Let's see. Packard and pretty much everyone, we will be arrayed out on the cliff, waiting for when the convoy comes by and in and onto the explosives. The missile launcher will be a little down from the cliff's edge. We do not want that giant thing being spotted by the convoy before it is time. I am also going to keep my head down. I will be waiting on someone to give me the signal. Packard, when the
It's coming with
explosives...
us.
Say what?
Packard's coming with us.
Is going with
It's
you. Okay.
Riven, Packard, and I.
Okay, that is my mistake. Let's see. So I've got
And with
Lisa,
that, we should be going.
Krista. So I got Lisa, Krista, or Kristoff. Basically, I've got the twins, Lisa, Lanewald, and Feely, and Agril. Okay. Lanewald, Feely, and Lisa. When the explosives go off, you'll be aiming first towards the supply trucks. Kill the drivers. Make sure those supply trucks are not going anywhere. Then focus your fire on the tank. Agril, I think you know what to do. Mason?
He might have stepped out.
He might
Deal
have
with his
stepped out.
dog.
Okay. Let's see. Chris and Risa. Once you hear the explosions, lug the missile launcher onto the cliff. Keep an eye out. If you see any sort of movement coming from the armored cars, hit them with a crack missile.
I'm back. What'd I
Welcome
miss?
back. Noelia was just giving orders to the NPCs and pretty much just like looked at you and went, Agril, I think you know what to do.
If it's okay, I'd like to be there.
I don't, as long as you can be sneaky on that.
I can. I'm actually not. I say this every time.
I know. It's never had a chance to actually come up, but yes, no. I roll good at stealth.
Bear in mind, Agrotron, the tank will be stopping here.
Yeah, it's basically
It's a
just
bit of a jump.
if I can jump. If I'll tell you what, at this point, now it's a challenge.
An 11-meter jump. That's like Olympics.
You don't
Very
think
unique
Agrotrum
squad.
could participate in the Olympics?
I think that Agrotrom could, but whether or not successfully is a different question entirely.
Longest long jump in history, set in 1991, 8.95 meters.
Yeah.
Well, prepare to be shown how a short. Man.
Yeah, if
Blows
you
it
were
out
an
of the water.
Olympian, from that height, you might possibly be able to make it with a run-up.
I
But
think,
also we're playing in fantasy here.
yeah, we're playing in fantasy. Don't fuck it
Also-
up.
Also on a world that probably doesn't necessarily have quite the gravity of Earth, so who knows?
Can I give Agril can I make a leadership roll to try and give actually I'm going to say leadership or intimidation to try and give Agriltron an extra boost to his rolls as
I think that would
like
depend on what you
warm-up.
say.
Yeah, no, I understand that. Yeah, Noalia is going to before Agril goes over there, Noalia places one hand on his shoulder, and she says, "Agril, this will be a very important moment, not just for you, but for all Darwi. You will finally
Fuck it
be
up.
able to show all of us full humans what the Darwi are able to do. So, make sure you succeed, because if you fall, I swear to the Emperor, if you break your leg, I will finish you myself."
He just grins of
And she's
and
gritting.
he'll say, "If I break my leg, I'll do it before you, or I'll have it repaired so fast you don't know it happened."
Unlikely. Anyway, can I do the intimidation and or leadership?
I would say leadership for that.
Okay.
Sick.
6 and a glory.
Nice.
Not bad. Yeah, Agrotron, you certainly feel inspired.
If only he were drunk too.
So yeah, let's see. Noalia is going to have probably just right now the bolt pistol and the power sword. Actually, no. Power sword right now is in one hand, the detonator in the other. She's got the bolt pistol on her hip, and she's keeping her head way down. I want to make sure that, like, I don't even have to roll a stealth check because they are not gonna be able to see me.
All right, yeah. I'd say if you were laying prone, you could pretty much guarantee no one would spot you on top of the cliff.
Yeah, no, I'm laying prone. I am not looking over that cliff. I'm waiting for somebody else to give me the signal. That is the specific orders I have given. I'm waiting for someone else to give me the signal to press the button, and then I will jump over that cliff and charge a tank.
Hell yeah. None of it get there first, though.
I am going to be infinitely upset if operator error fucks up an operation. Like,
Don't worry. If the mines don't go off, you have something even better. You'll have a fully functional tank with no damage to it.
Yeah.
If I land
It
in
won't
the
it won't
sunroof.
take us an hour to repair the treads. Yeah.
I'm not worrying about if the mines go off. I'm worrying about if Nualia hits it and someone misjudged the distance and they go off like either too early or too late and don't fuck
Oh,
up anything.
yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
will be so pissed at you.
Yeah,
Just
if the
this whole situation.
yeah,
if
if
that's-
like there's a half-second delay when I pull the trigger and like most of the tank is already over and past the mine.
Okay, counterpoint. He was a good DM, and that's not likely to happen.
Counterpoint.
He was a dick.
He was a bitch.
Yeah, but it's not narratively interesting, you know?
Sure,
Like,
encourage me to dick you over, why don't you?
I wasn't
I
planning
love
that.
you.
It is, as they say, do not insult the chef.
But yeah,
How you the
Flux
chef
has
put together the mines?
Flux has carefully calculated the approximate distances. Fingers crossed they rolled high enough to get that right.
Since I've done the approximate distances, can I like fucking make a scuff in the ground or something that's the point the tank would need to go in front of for them to
Sure.
like hit the button?
Scuff in the ground might be a bit hard to see in the low light of dawn.
Well, give him the
But
Good thing you have prey sense goggles.
yeah, that's why.
you could grab like a stick and stand it up. That would do the job.
Do you think that would be noticed by a driver?
A little stick.
Tiny baby stick.
Yeah,
Don't
like a
forget
couple of
what
inches
stick it
long.
is.
That's all it needs to be.
Tiny baby punji
You
stick.
guys know where to look. They don't.
This is fair. I gift you a stick.
Yeah, and I will give, let's see. Feely is the green dot, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Noalia is going to give Feely the Presence goggles, actually. Actually, no, I've already given it to Risa. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yep. And in that case, she's
There
going
is your little
to
stick. Tiny
and
little
yeah.
green dot for you.
Yeah. And Noalia is going to look at Risa and say, "You're giving the signal. As soon as the tank hits that stick, do you see it?"
She squints a little, fiddles with the goggles a bit. Yeah, I see it.
Excellent. As the moment the front of that tank touches that stick, you shout now, and I will press the button.
You got it, boss.
Excellent. Okay. Then yeah.
Alright then. Ambush laid. You have a few hours to wait. And we will, as you guys get ready, the little jeep screeches away over the dirt, heading northwest, or northeast rather.
We still have like a good chunk of time, right?
Well, how much time do you want to give yourself? You had 12 hours before sunrise after your rest.
How long does it take to get from this position to the base? It's probably not.
We
not
rested for
super
a whole
far.
fucking 12 hours?
No, well,
I
you
cooked.
guys have done some work at night as well.
I cooked meth. I mean cyanide, and then rested for 8 hours.
Yeah, but the sun wasn't going down until after you were done with that.
Yeah, I know.
So,
You had a
yeah, no,
6-hour
that's fair.
respite, and then you guys said you wanted to wait for a bit, and you never specified how long.
I don't remember wanting to wait. I would have wanted to start driving out as soon as we got our shit packed up.
Either we're waiting one way or the other. We're more than likely
You're
waiting
waiting.
here.
I'm asking because we're going and doing a secondary mission before we even hit up this place.
Yeah.
So I need all the time I can get to go there and back. So
Likely figure probably 30 minutes for pack up, however long to drive here, 20 minutes to lay down the mines, and then
oh, that's an
gone.
hour at least.
Yeah, so all of that and then gone. So probably like
Alright.
hour and a half total.
It would take you about 2 hours to get to the ambush point.
Ah, okay. So then 30 minutes pack, 20 minutes laying mines, so call that an hour, and then 2 hours, that's 3 hours.
I really feel like it would have taken longer than that to lay mines.
Not really. They're not that
No?
complicated. It's a big metal cap with a pressure
That's
sensor
fair.
that you just put a pin in and attach a radio detonator to, then stick it in the ground.
Fair. I feel like for me as a person, it would take a lot longer just because I'd be terrified of blowing myself up.
Well, yeah, if you're being cautious, then it might take you longer. But I figure you guys are a bit past that.
You are correct.
I
Flux
think-
is not cautious.
Yeah. I was just thinking here, like, if Flux is handling these mines as though you're holding, like, a baby that needs to be protected, then...
It is my baby, and it's going to fuck someone up.
It is your baby in the same way that, like, a hungry tiger is your baby.
You mean I can't have one of those?
Yeah, that still sounds very.
No,
concerning.
that is the point. You have one. You can have one, and you know that you don't handle that with with super cautious hands. You just point that in a direction and send it off. Anyway,
Alright.
so yeah, ambush people are probably waiting for many hours.
Love you.
That's fine.
Play some solitaire.
Yeah.
No, I'm playing. How sharp can I get my axe before a tank appears?
Just from over the cliff, you just hear, I spy with my little eye something that starts with a C. Is it cloud? Yes.
I thought we were going to say cunt. Are there cunts approaching?
What?
No.
news, you have plenty of time to continue learning squad.
Yeah,
This is
that's
true.
It's just shouting, teaching you swears over the cliff.
The pinnacle of society.
Uh-huh.
Our squad will never be able to actually retire because we could never reintegrate.
Of course.
Oh, obviously not.
I'm not allowed to integrate.
Yeah, that would be bad.
Alright. It takes you 2.5 hours, Flux and Ribbon, to loop around, crossing over the North Road, heading to T5.
Why
Let me
did our...
just-
I'm sorry. I'm looking at the list for the first time. Did you not put on the camouflage shit we have?
For the convoy ambush?
We have Camilla line cloaks.
Yeah.
Did you not
I
put
figured
that
that
on?
would be on a person rather than in the Tarox.
Yeah, it didn't end up on the someone poisoned the waterhole list.
Wait, did I just forget those? I might have just forgotten those. I thought I added those, but I guess
There's
not.
camo netting on the somebody poisoned the waterhole list.
Guess we didn't bring them. Okay.
No, I mean assume that they are
Yeah,
You
equipped.
did say that you wanted to take the chameleon land cloak, so I will allow it.
Okay.
I'm not
cool.
going to punish you just because you forgot to put it on the list. You did say it, and I remember it.
Yeah.
I think I said it like 3 times because I was paranoid too.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna
And especially just
guess
like
it's following them.
especially just figure like you have it equipped rather than it being like in the Jeep or something.
That was kind of my assumption that Flux just you and whoever else, I guess you and Packard had them.
This is fair.
So I think that
I'm.
might have been why I didn't add them, if that was the case.
Is this not letting us zoom out anymore? Or. Wait.
It should.
Wait, did you make it to scale?
Yeah. You're going to be breaking in, and I don't know where you're going to be breaking in from.
This is totally fair. Okay.
I like the look of this base.
See,
Punkil.
Hugh's not bad at art.
Yeah.
I literally just arranged geometric shapes. A 5-year-old could do it.
The fuck do you think art is, bitch?
Hugh,
Well.
we're gonna get you a job as a cartographer, okay?
I
I've
forget
already
what the
tried graphic
letters
design.
mean.
Didn't go well.
No, not graphic design, cartography.
I forget what the letters mean in your labeling. M is
I
manufactorum.
slightly rearranged it
Of course you did. Okay.
because I had to build this out by hand. It was
What is
a pain.
ME?
Medicaid, and that would be this building.
Lit. And what are the other buildings?
Warehouse,
Okay.
barracks,
Uh-huh.
garage, another barracks, and a command center.
Cool. This building was barracks, you said?
Which one? Yes.
Right. And these are watchtowers?
Bunkers at the corners of the walls.
Cool. Yeah, we're gonna try and come up over this wall. How tall is the wall? Can we climb said wall?
Well, we'll start with how close do you guys want to get driving through the dark with your headlamps on?
Are there any like checkpoints, or can we just reasonably drive in?
Well, you've been driving over the open ground. It's been a rocky, slow go, but there haven't been any checkpoints.
Right. I thought there was. I thought our
Are
plan
there
was to go in via
checkpoints at the entrance to the base?
Yes.
Okay. I thought our plan was to get in via the slums that were out. Are we not doing that anymore?
That's the other place.
Oh. Okay. Right. This is the
That's
short-term
the
stuff.
if we survive this,
Oh, okay. Gotcha. All
we're
right.
gonna go there just for good measure to fuck it up.
Okay.
One shenanigan at a time.
Of course.
Survive this and then we'll see about the slums thing.
Right.
Yeah, definitely want to get as close as we can reasonably with the lights on and stuff, but we are gonna have to creep up with the lights off a fair bit. How do Presence goggles work for someone driving in terms of helping with night driving?
Oh, I don't. Wait.
It's
No, I do need them for
night
night
vision.
driving. Crap.
So, it would work
So it
the
would help.
same as any other night vision. Yeah.
Cool. we're gonna hook Ribbon up with that. I assume that got on the list. Good check.
Gray sense goggles? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they were.
Yeah,
Yes.
you took a pair and you gave a pair to Noalia.
Yep. Yeah, they're on.
And we are going to What are the walls like?
So as you approach to within about maybe 10 or so kilometers before they can really see your light, you turn the headlights off. The engine is still quite loud. It is entirely unshielded.
Do we know how close we could reasonably get before someone would hear it?
How close do you want to risk? You don't know this vehicle. You've not used it before.
We've been using it for however many hours we've been driving here. Would we have some idea of the general loudness?
It's fairly loud. As I said, it's unmuffled. It's just a cheap little Jeep.
Probably best to play it on the safe side. I don't know what the distance is on that safe side, but I feel like we would have a general, like, this is gonna be a bit of a run if we're fucked, but less likely to be heard distance. And I'm not specifying because I don't understand how distance works. Literally, you can tell me 5 feet or 50, and my brain doesn't actually have a good reference for that.
So, if I'm being honest, I really feel like we might as well just go try the checkpoint and go talk to people. I mean, it's the middle of the night. We're soldiers coming back from patrol. That's exactly what they're expecting.
We don't have enemy uniforms.
Yeah.
Wait, I thought we had those uniforms from the
Nope.
militia.
We do, just not with us.
Okay. Cool. Duly noted.
Actually,
Mm-hmm.
did I not make a comment about Packard and I both taking one and shoving it in our bags?
You did say that you were going to bring them with you.
Yeah, because I thought the plan was, yeah, I thought that's why I left my arm in the Taurox. Just try and blend in better.
Okay.
And my robes, frankly.
My okay. Um yeah, then we'll assume that I mean I guess if he lets us we'll assume that we have it because it didn't end up on the list.
You did say it, and I do remember that as well.
Okay, so let's go the front road. Let's just go in the front door and see what happens.
Yeah, fucking pull up behind a tree.
Or
Get
that.
enemy uniforms. Then
I mean,
drive up.
yeah, why not?
Oh, I mean, still definitely drive up, but we change first.
Oh yeah, yes, obviously not wearing like we shouldn't be wearing Imperium clothing, but like no, we should.
So there are
Honestly, I
3 of
think we should
you,
go in the front door.
and you have 2 uniforms.
Yeah, Riven, you're gonna stay.
Oh, I was just gonna pass this like just general Mechanicus. I'm assuming even on the
They
ship
don't
planet
have
they have.
Mechanicus.
Yeah, but they still have mechanics, don't they?
That's heresy. Maybe.
They would have had engine seers that defected with them.
Yeah, obviously,
This
of
is
course.
fair.
Everybody needs engine seers. It doesn't like.
Okay, so you'd
I mean,
probably
technically,
need to get rid of your robe, from what I understand.
I didn't bring it. I left it behind. I left that.
Cool.
I left that in the Taurox intentionally, along with my mechanical arm, because I wanted to be lighter weight
Okay.
and not have the robes. Because if I'm gonna play,
Is
O4
that-
Mechanicus, I'm not going to have robes with me.
Can I ask a dumb question? Is the
Yeah.
mechanical arm replacing an arm you already
Nope.
had
This is
in one?
fair.
Okay.
Nope. What?
It's a servo arm. It attaches to the over the shoulder.
Yep. Yeah. So she'd have the exposed like docking port for it, but it doesn't actually have the arm.
Okay.
Which would also be in keeping with our cover of I'm a defect mechanicus, because I had to ditch my servo arm because the Imperium was watching it or whatever. Could make up some bullshit excuse and probably not even be lying.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm concerned about this because none of us are persuasive.
Yeah, but we also don't have to be lying per se. Well,
We still have to be persuasive.
True, but hold on. Let's.
Okay.
Just be naturally
Yeah,
persuasive.
Flux is just
convince
gonna
you
look
himself.
at Packard. Are you any good at speaking to people?
He gives you a very long, blank look, and then gestures at his face with the ruined hole where his nose was.
Mm-hmm.
What, you mean you didn't get that in combat?
Public speaking accident.
He kind of glances around conspiratorially and leans in. Keep it between you two, yeah?
All right.
I was down brothel one night, on leave. Rough campaign. Come out of the room, hear a noise, scuffle. Some arsehole making trouble. Got a knife, so I rush him. He swings round faster than I thought. One slice took the whole thing right off. Managed to take him down, arm around the waist, tackle him to the ground. Broke his nose, took the knife, slit his throat.
I'm really glad you took Packard with us.
God bless Packard.
Yeah. Oh no, because he's totally lying. By the way, he told me a different
Uh-huh.
story once before, so it's safe to say that he's a reasonably good liar.
Can we tell if he's lying?
I know he's
Well,
lying.
Ribbon knows for a fact he's lying, because he did tell Ribbon an entirely different story
yeah.
about an
Oh,
orc
yeah.
biting it off.
I'm also not going to say a damn thing about that. I'm just going to let him tell the story.
This is fair. Yeah, I wasn't sure if I remembered that he did that before.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ribbon's
he
not
tells everyone a
sure
different story.
which one is the lie, or if both
Right.
of them are, but there
Right.
is definitely a lie in there.
Yeah, and she could logically determine that he just tells everyone a different story and maybe one.
At the end of the campaign, we're gonna hear the real story.
Yeah, maybe. Like, honestly, I just say we go for it at this point.
Fuck it. Yeah,
Like we've done.
can always roll up a
tons
new
of crap.
character.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Worst case scenario, we die, but it's fairly unlikely. I think.
Q will not hesitate to murder us if we do a dumb bitch thing.
That's fair, but we're not doing a dumb bitch thing here.
That's debatable. Let's do it anyway.
All right, good. Play the character.
Yeah.
Alright
Fuck
then.
it.
All right, so I'm gonna drive up to the checkpoint.
Alright. So, I assume you get onto the road and turn your headlights back on.
Yeah, and also I'm assuming everyone's changed clothes. Everyone who can has changed clothes. Like, that's a fair thing to say has already happened.
Yeah, Packard and Flux are both wearing the sky blue of the militia with a red sash around their necks.
Then yes, yeah. Get back on the road.
What's the normal weapons for the militia?
They seem to be carrying las guns for the most part. Not the same model as yours, but, stole it off the battlefield.
Easy enough to
Whatever.
steal off of, off of
Yeah,
Imperial
so
heretics.
I would have Packard, and I would have also stowed away our, better
Oh, no,
weapon.
sorry. They usually have autoguns. My bad.
Auto guns.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Though you did steal 2 autoguns from a patrol.
That we did not put on the list of things to take with us. Rip us, indeed. Okay. Yeah, fuck. We're doing it.
Doing it. All right, I'm driving up. Switching the headlights on far enough away from the base that it's like someone could reasonably assume, this person
Sorry,
is actually now driving on the road. No problem.
could not hear you at all
Oh, no worries.
over the sound of metal trays being dropped.
Oh
Mhm.
shit! I'm sorry. Let me turn my mic off for a little bit.
Oh. So yeah,
But that's good in the background.
I'm going to drive onto the road, switch the headlights on far enough away where it looks like we're kind of coming up the hill, and just head towards the checkpoint.
Alright. You drive down the relatively smooth road towards the checkpoint. The looming shape of rockcrete bunkers with firing slits, heavy floodlights perched above them, illuminating the land around them brightly.
If this
Beyond
goes
these, you can see the structure of a pair of flak cannon batteries. The bunkers themselves seem to have heavy stubbers mounted at each of the viewports, and you can see a group of 5 troopers. Let me just grab their thing. There we go. Standing about on watch. The camp beyond is a bustle of activity, vehicles moving to and fro, mostly small jeeps towing trailers with crates loaded onto them. You can see about 20 or so men on parade in the square outside the control center.
Great.
Yeah, I'll pull up and for them to wave me through or talk to me or whatever.
Yeah, as you pull up, the trooper in the middle steps forward. You can see a sergeant's stripes on his shoulder. He moves to the driver's side, leaning over the door. What are you doing out so late? Patrol's not due back for a few hours.
Yeah, it's been a long night, man.
Packard nods from the passenger seat and leans over you, Riven. Bringing the coghead here down to the garage. Orders to get them to work on fixing up your kit. The trooper frowns for a moment, looking over you. Let's give Packard a roll.
with
Please,
assistance from
Packard.
Riven.
Don't fail us now.
He rolled a 7, so does he need it?
Fair.
God damn.
Dude's got a fucking 6 in his like deception.
Yeah,
Mm,
it's jam. Like,
mm. Thank you.
Corey's got a
Thank
really
you,
good
Hugh,
fellowship.
for throwing us that bone.
I made 999 to compensate for your guys' weaknesses.
thank you.
Though I let you work the strengths they each have out on your own because it's more fun that way.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the trooper leaning on the door gives Packard a half sympathetic, half disgusted look, and lifts his arm off the door and leans back a little. I didn't hear anything about this. You got your transfer papers? Packard scoffs before. You can reply. Why would we have the papers? They're sent on ahead, you twat. The guy looks a bit flustered. Alright, you're gonna have to pass it by the lieutenant though, because this is of my fucking business.
Yeah, fair. We'll talk to them.
You'll find him standing on the parade ground. He's overseeing the drills. The
Yeah.
man takes a couple of steps back and waves you through.
Drive through.
Yeah, where are you heading?
Honestly, I think we should head to the parade ground.
Flux is gonna nudge Packard.
Real.
Want this to look official. Check in, say we're gonna help with overseeing medical supplies and fixing up the cars. It'll take longer, but Riven and I can do a bit of a walkthrough of the vehicles and then look at the medical shit.
And if I may, real quick, Avery, you're coming in
Yeah.
really quiet. I
Oh, sorry,
boosted
is that
you
better?
up. Yeah, a little bit. I boosted you up to 200%, and it was still hard to hear you.
Oh, weird.
See.
Okay. Let me see if I
Yeah,
can fix
just
that.
check your settings and make sure it hasn't like lowered the volume on you.
Yeah, alright. Let me take a look.
And you know, if necessary, just scream into the microphone. That'll work.
Please don't do that. That's worse.
Worse,
Significantly
really?
worse.
Yeah, way worse.
Alright. Okay. That's
I was actually hearing you before, and
okay.
now I am not.
Alright, so how's this sounding then?
Still bad.
Better than worse, but still worse.
Okay, still worse?
Getting
Better.
better.
Yeah,
Alright.
getting better.
How's this?
That's very
Much
good.
better.
Very good.
Very good.
Oh, okay, alright. Okay. Cool. Weird settings, but alright. Okay, cool. So yeah, I'm gonna drive us onto the parade ground. Go talk to the lieutenant.
Alright, you pull up alongside the parade ground, the jeep crunching to a halt. The troops on the ground are currently running through various drills, and with a short bark of orders, the lieutenant, a fairly heavy-set man, bit of a belly, his uniform straining a little bit across the gut,
Mm-hmm.
turns towards you. You handle this, Sergeant. And the sergeant nods, turning to the troops, and the officer heads towards you. What's all this then?
Hello. What's all this then?
Hugh, I have a question real quick before we dive into this further. Is there anything notable, like, between... So, in this camp compared to our camps, is there any, like, real noticeable difference, or are we just kind of assuming soldiers are soldiers here?
It's
Soldiers are
generally the same, yeah.
Alright.
Soldiers tend to do as soldiers do.
Okay.
The
I figured.
glaring difference you can notice is that, unlike most Imperial bases, there doesn't appear to be a chapel.
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
Perhaps due to resource restraints, but perhaps intentionally. Hard to tell.
One point in favor of the heretics. Okay. Um. Yeah. No. I'll just sort of pull up next to him and be like, "We're here to." You know what? Never mind. I'm gonna just keep my mouth shut and let Packer do the talking. Mechanicus. I'm gonna pretend I'm not really human.
Yeah, Packard steps out of the passenger side door and salutes sharply. Private Packard, sir, bringing Coghead and logistics to go over current resources and assist in repairs of vehicles, sir. Lieutenant looks him up and down. I don't remember being informed of any such new resources. Oof.
I'm gonna try and assist that if I can, or you can wrath that, or both.
Flux is just gonna kind of lean out of their seat. It's a short-term thing. They wanted us to check up on inventory and crap, make sure everything's being worked on well.
Go ahead and give me an assist.
What am I rolling?
Persuasion assist.
Not deception.
I am not at all useful.
I think
Alright.
Flux's persuasion and deception are the same.
Fair.
Yes.
I have a proposition, and it's gonna be a little weird. I basically
Rolling
want.
the two glories so we don't get shot.
Yeah, it's rolling something so we don't get shot. I am going to. I'm gonna lightly slap the top of. No, actually, sorry. I'm gonna get out, kind of walk up to this lieutenant in a sort of agitated state. Like, I'm tired. I typically tired, and basically say, look, man, this truck's a piece of shit. We got it in a state that's a piece of shit. They brought me in just so I could fix your shit up. Like, I'll show you what I can do if you want, but isn't orders from above, giving you a tactile advantage in technology. That's what I'm here for. Don't waste my time. I'm either gonna pull leadership or tech if that's cool.
I would say. I'd call that a deception, honestly.
Well,
Yeah.
I tried.
Better than nothing.
You
Alright.
at least have the
If you
wrath.
start
The NPCs
screaming
don't.
binary.
That's what I was thinking. Was like literally just following that up with just screeching in binary.
I'm not entirely sure how you envision this helping your situation, but all right.
Well, it doesn't really. But
Like, just throw a bunch of grenades at him.
I'm not throwing grenades at the sky. There's no reason to.
There's every reason to throw
Yeah,
grenades
yeah.
at the commanding
I'm
officer.
You
not
do-
at
You're not here.
Obviously not at one guy. A group of guys.
You do still have 2 glory.
Still 2 glory, yes. But
Yeah,
I'm
and you
sitting
have
at
your
a 0.
wrath.
Can we roll that, please, fam?
How hold on,
wrath?
real quick? How much deception do you have, Avery?
Oh, I'm at a 0, so I have a total of 2, which is why I'm kind of like, it's not gonna work.
Yeah, take the glory.
All right, sure. All right, well, let's at least attempt this. All right, give that a wrath for a little better.
Wait, you didn't put the glory in.
No, I thought. Oh, do I?
Hit up 2d6 after you rough it.
Yeah, that was my plan. All right.
Okay.
Ugh. Oh.
Isn't it?
I cried.
Wait, no, that's Flux rolling that 2d6. No, that needs to be Riven rolling the 2d6
Yeah.
Why it's a glory? Anyone can roll glory at any time.
because it's the character that's doing.
Yeah,
the
but
thing.
we got the same. We got the same thing anyway, so it doesn't make a whole lot of difference.
Fair.
With a bluster of outrage, he takes a step back. How dare you speak to a superior officer that way?
Mm-hmm.
Were we not expecting an attack in the near future, I would put you up against the firing line.
Mm-hmm. Literally, Riven is just head in her hand, just kind of like, man, I defected for this shit because this was a cause I believed in. So if you're gonna give me flack while I'm here just to fix up your stuff, I don't see any other cogheads around. If you want me to work on your gear, I'll do it. But if you don't, then I'll just take off. Like, I don't need to waste my time here.
You will do no such thing.
Yeah, because
Desertion is a punishable offense by death.
Yeah, I wasn't planning on deserting. I'm here to help you out. I don't know why you have to make this so difficult.
We're gonna
Look,
get
That's right.
shot.
That's right.
No.
Dig,
Well, no-
dig that grave. Dig it.
Yeah, well.
Dig it more.
Hopefully he only shoots me.
Flux is just gonna like give Griffin a glare. She's
Tired.
It's the whole ride.
She's tired and she's pissy. And the gear they give me to work with here is utter garbage.
Were it not for your needed skills, I would have you shot here and now for that backtalk.
Mm-hmm.
He turns to the parade. Sergeant, you and 3 of your men, escort our guests to the garage. If they claim to be valued servants of our company, then they will prove it. And do not let them stop until the sun rises. The sergeant gives a sharp salute. A fairly heavily muscled individual, shock of grey buzz-cut hair. Quite grizzled looking old chap. Maybe a bit past his prime at this point.
Mm-hmm.
He barks to the troopers. You heard the lieutenant! Michaels, Parker, Jenkins. 3 of you with me. The rest of you, you better keep drilling until I get back. He then turns to the rest of you and gestures up to the north where the garage is. That voice is actually surprisingly hard on the throat.
Understandable.
Man, it's almost like you've been smoking most of your life.
I've barely been smoking like an eighth of my life.
Mm.
We have to get back in the car, right? To like move it.
Yeah.
Cool. As we're getting in, Flux is just gonna kind of casually go, alright, fixing cars. And just kind of, there are words in the background.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mason.
Ah,
I don't know how you heard that. My mic was turned off.
interesting.
Weird.
I don't
But yeah,
understand
so
that.
sorry, what were you saying, Flux?
Be sure to do your best job.
Of course.
I don't like getting shot.
Of course. Only the best.
And Flux is just gonna give a warning glare to Packard, like, do not do something stupid.
Packard gives another salute, climbs back into the car, and at your glare kind of gives you an almost hurt, offended look.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Son of a bitch, I should have rolled intimidation. I actually have points in that.
No, that would have immediately gotten us shot.
Oh,
You
fair.
escalate in a place with a bunch of armed people towards their superior officer, you're just getting shot. That's how
Yeah,
that
alright.
works.
Yeah.
Fair point. Okay.
I am amazed that Hugh let you get away with that.
We should not have gotten away with
Well, let's take what we were given and
something. Take what you can, give nothing back.
Admittedly, it's better than what I would have done.
You would have just axed him, right?
Grenades first, and then the axe.
Fair. As long
So
as you're going out with a boom.
So the thing is, I think part of Riven's motivation in general is to kind of learn how these people live. Not even necessarily to kill them, but because she's genuinely curious. Because that's the kind of person she is.
Yeah.
So like, playing the exhausted techie does kind of come naturally.
You are
Obviously,
the
she's
exhausted techie.
Exactly. No, I am the exhausted techie. So
Time to commit war crimes.
well, the point is, I mean, what I'm hoping, and I don't know how well this will play out, is that if I'm working in the garage, the two of you can go off and
All 3 of us will be working in the garage.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Mm.
There's a plan.
Okay. Cool.
Speaking of said plan, when we get in the garage, what kind of cars do we see?
alright, well, drag your tokens onto the map.
Okay. Garage is
This is your car.
okay.
You make such huge fucking maps.
Good though.
It's
Alright.
almost like you're fighting a war against an army or something.
They're so hard to navigate.
Refer to previous line.
No, your one's this one.
Oh, we're that one outside. Okay. Yeah, close enough.
Okay, so the guys in green and the blue are your escort. Blue is the
Mhm.
sergeant. The
Okay.
pink marked guys are engineering crew at work, and the one with a red marker in the garage office structure is the officer in charge of them. They are all still technically soldiers, but the engineering crew are only armed with pistols
Okay.
and
So
engineering tools, which could also still be quite deadly.
sure. So
Um,
so what are we looking at here then? Just got same kind of jeeps as the garbage that we're driving now.
So, yeah, you guys pull up in front of a large double-doored garage. The door is currently hanging open. You can see a cluster of workbenches and uh, crates and chests and toolboxes on wheels, etc., scattered about the interior of the garage. They mainly have, yeah, a trio of Jeeps, same make as your own.
Mm-hmm.
Currently looking like they're in a bad way since the
Mm-hmm.
three of them are all being worked on at the same time.
Okay. I think everyone's gonna step out of the car and just kind of sigh.
how many hours till sun up?
Currently 12 and a half. Well, about 12 and yeah, about 12 at this point.
And how many hours of a drive is it back?
2.5
Cool, cool.
to get to the ambush point. To get to T4, about hour and a half.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, Flux is gonna roll up their sleeves
Mm-hmm.
and find a workbench.
Oh,
Uh,
same.
Yeah, just gonna kind of give a grin to the mechanics nearby.
Yep.
Anything you need a hand on? And is going
Yeah,
to
one of
proceed to be as boring and mundane as possible for the next 6 hours. But
Alright.
also mundane and boring while having to go a lot of places so that they have to keep watching them.
Mm. I see.
We are tiring these bitches out, and then we are giving them the slip.
Okay.
You could tire them
So
out eternally.
No.
Not this many people around.
And it doesn't. Look, here's our
The
exit
difference
strategy.
in priorities.
Yeah, no. Plus, our exit strategy could just be, hey, we fixed up your shit. We gotta go on to the next place to go do the same thing. Like that was my plan for an exit strategy. Is hey, we did the job. We're heading out.
So, yeah, as you ask what needs doing, one of the engineers glances up. Yeah, we've got broken axle there, shot
Mm-hmm.
carburetor over there. That one's got a split wheel, needs replacing, and the drive shaft is gummed up, maybe bent. You could start by working on the broken axle. We need to remove it first.
Can
We got it.
I does it exist?
Yeah,
Well,
just
there's an awareness.
getting in the jam.
I want to ask, and I can start rolling for this too. Does anybody in this camp have any augmetics or anything that's visible?
You can see a couple of very crude augmetics. A couple of the engineers have replacement fingers.
Mm-hmm.
One of the guards watching you has a very bulky augmetic eye.
Hmm.
And as we got out, Flux still has their um, put the bottle in like one of their pockets.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you could probably pass the flask around, but that would be really slow.
Well, it would be very quick as well.
Yeah. Oh man.
Drinking fairly
Concentrated
concentrated
cyanide.
water is gonna kill you fast
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
a fairly unpleasant way.
And very obviously defeat the purpose. Um. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna start like working on cars and like shooting the shit with the mechanics.
All right, both of you go ahead and give me tech rolls.
Finally, something I can do.
All right,
Hey, Glory. Good job, Flux.
Woo!
yeah,
I'm not useless.
You have
You
similar
work
skill
hard.
sets.
and you work long, but you do it very well. It takes you a good 4 hours or so just to get two of the cars working. The one with the broken axle is going to take far longer, as you're going to have to replace the entire assembly. But you get the other two cars working in arguably better order than they were before.
Mm-hmm.
How's our escort looking?
They're milling about, looking a bit bored. A couple of them are yawning. The sergeant is watching you, Flux, with a steely glare, and
The
has
fuck did
been
I
for
do?
the last 2 or 3 hours.
Flux is just gonna give him a grin and a wave. Can I help you with something?
His scowl deepens, and he takes several steps up to you, looming over you by about a foot. I know your type, Private. The kind who thinks he can do just the bare minimum and coast by when no one's looking. I've straightened a fair few of your type out as well, I have, and I will continue to do so. Now, get that axle swapped out on the double.
Flux is just gonna give him a grin and a tip of the head. You got it, boss.
Yeah, another 2 hours of wrestling with this axle, getting it into place. These trucks are made cheap and designed to be quickly assembled from flat packed crates for easy shipping. And as a result, they're quite prone to warping. And you find quite quickly that it's not just the axle that was broken, but the entire frame had warped. But between the two of you, you're able to work out a quite ingenious array of chain hoists and cranks to try and twist the frame back into shape, at least enough so that you can reattach the axle. And after 2 hours of hard, sweaty labor, you have successfully repaired the third vehicle.
Cool.
Flux is gonna give it a satisfied nod and tap your shoulder. Keep working. I'll be back.
Okay.
And we'll just kind of start casually walking towards one of the back doors.
Um.
Give me a stealth roll.
They're
Or
trying to be
cunning.
stealth.
I will allow cunning as well.
I have none of that.
Oh wait, really? I thought you had stealth.
I have stealth. I do not have cunning.
Please tell me you have a wrath.
I do, but I'm not using it now.
Fair.
Don't worry, you'll be amused by my solution to this problem.
All right.
I'm sure I will.
You will be grossed out by it.
Oh well,
but
that's fine.
amused.
All right, you manage to just sidle by the mechanics into the back of the garage and out the back door. No one seems to notice.
Maybe I don't need to use my ingenious solution.
Nope. What was it though? I'm curious.
I was gonna piss myself.
I figured.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Hey, I mean, going to the barracks for replacement stuff is like right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with that, Camelline Cloak is coming out of pocket, and maximum stealth mode is going on.
Maximum effort.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Oh hey, is Packard still with me, or did he also slip out?
No, Packard is with you. He's been doing his best to avoid doing anything important because
Yeah,
he
that
is not
sounds right.
good.
That's fine. I figured he could supervise.
Doing heavy lifting for us.
Yeah.
Oh,
and,
you
That's
know,
fine.
we need someone to hoist this. Can you just deadlift this for a good 5 minutes while we attach it?
before we go on to the main sneaky breaky stuff, do you mind if we take our break there?
Yeah, perfect timing, really.
Cool.
So, yeah,
Sweet.
half an hour break. We will be back to continue the escapades.
All right, I will be right back.
Hey Hugh, thanks for not shooting me because I'm really bad at military stuff.
No worries. There's no need to be unpleasant about it.
Yeah.
It's a game after all.
Yeah. Oh, nonetheless, I appreciate it. All right, I'm gonna grab some food. I'll be back in like a minute.
I got steaks coming soon.
Thanks for not murdering us horribly.
You're welcome.
I am curious, if I had been caught, I assumed he would have just made me go back inside with the excuse if I need to, go to the bathroom. Would the eventuality of me doing that have worked?
Probably not.
No?
No, like real world military, they will make you keep working.
That's fair.
It's your own fault for not going earlier.
What a world we live in.
Eat.
Also, this fucking puzzle game is addictive. What the fuck?
What
Right.
game?
Q
Opus
showed
Magnum.
me a puzzle game.
Opus Magnum. Yeah, I like that game.
Also, all the pagans are upset.
What?
Because
What?
because I was like, oh yeah, it's supposed to be like an alchemy thing. And they're like, this isn't how alchemy works. You can't dress up programming as alchemy. That's not how that works.
Wait.
This isn't real
It
alchemy.
is though.
No, it's not. And now they're upset at me because I was trying it out on a group chat last night for like the first couple levels and stuff. And
That seems like an odd thing to get upset about.
Wait.
there are people that practice alchemy.
So wait. So your argument is that programming is basically alchemy?
No. So there's a game
Mm-hmm.
that Hugh showed me that's a puzzle game that I finally bought and started
Mhm.
playing last night on a chat of pagans. And they're
Okay.
like, oh, what's it about? And I'm like, yeah, it's supposed to be an alchemy thing or whatever, but it's a puzzle game. So they were watching me play it on the first one and they got like really upset because they're like, this is not alchemy. This isn't anywhere close to alchemy. Why would they call it alchemy? Is it just for the aesthetic? That's dumb. They could have done so much cool things with alchemy.
I see. Okay.
Well, it's from a line of games by the developers which are meant to be similar in nature to programming.
Oh, okay.
That's fair.
And I don't really understand their issue with that because it's just alchemy is whatever you want it to be. It's a fucking I don't mean to be rude, but alchemy is just it's just a minor practice. It's not anything.
Alchemy is
not-
one of many occult and pagan things that has been taken and used as an aesthetic for people's entertainment.
Yeah. It's like
It comes from a place of, well, fuck. All the media representation doesn't even represent the thing properly. Here's just another one.
I mean, I guess. I don't know. I just never thought of it as much like in its actual form. As far as I was concerned, it was just early chemistry.
Yeah, there's
that's-
people on the server that practice alchemy as a religious thing.
In many ways, yes, but
One and
alchemy
one.
also incorporates certain metaphysical concepts like iron, for example. Alchemy does deal with the process of breaking iron ore down or breaking iron oxides down into pure iron again, which involves the application of nitric acid when it comes to iron oxide. But and that's like a key part, but they use it in a very metaphysical manner. For example, nitric acid is not just nitric acid. It has a whole symbolic representation as well as I think it's aqua regia,
Not
which is
my
like
area.
which it's either aqua regia, aqua vitae, or there's a third one I can't remember the name of. But iron isn't just the metal; it's also the metaphysical representation of war, violence, conflict, honor, because it's representative of the planet Mars and so on. And this is true of like most of the baser elements of metals that we were able to have access to around that time period. For example, magnesium is not on the list because they didn't know it existed.
It's one of those of like, especially because I gave the explanation of like, oh, you're supposed to be building elements and blah blah, and it's like an alchemy thing, and they got super excited, and then it was just like drag and drop programming. They're like, no, why would you? We had so much hope.
I don't know. I guess as someone who like isn't even vaguely interested in alchemy, it's hard for me to consider.
Yeah, it's just imagine something that's super important to you that you spend a lot of time on. Like a hobby that you sink a lot of time into, or something that's really important to you as a person. And every time somebody talks about it, they're not even talking about the actual thing. They think they are, but they're not, and it's bad information, and you know it is, but they never listen when you correct them, and stuff just keeps coming out of that.
I get it.
It's like the fucking depressed people just want attention thing. But misrepresenting a religion instead of a mental health issue.
I think I have a really hard time like considering alchemy as like a religious practice. I'd never ever heard of it described in that way.
Well, it was very much an act of faith, and it certainly had spiritualist connotations to it. Though I don't think alchemists ever considered themselves religious. I think they always considered themselves as scientists of a sort.
Yeah, it's a weird thing of it's like it's not its own religion, but people use it in parallel with religious stuff as a religious practice, if that makes sense. Like, for
Well, yeah.
instance, witchy shit. Not all witchy shit is a religion. Like, tarot isn't a religion, but tarot is used in Wiccan and other witchcraft religions.
Well, yeah, the metaphysics of alchemy ties in very easily with a lot of Western occultist practice, simply because, they based a lot of their shit on alchemy. Because it was a very well explained version of metaphysics, and I think that's the more important factor, because alchemists did their best to try and codify things in logical ways, so they wrote crap tons of books on exactly how their philosophy worked,
It's
and
also
thus
just
it's super easy to get your hands on.
it's also just the group that I'm playing with is a bunch of fucking nerds and like really well studied, even outside of their religion. So like I have a friend that knows a lot about alchemy because they wrote an entire thesis paper on it in terms of the medical usage and shit. And they just got so upset because alchemy is such a cool thing. And this thing that was in like the game was like they got excited about the idea and then it was that. So it's just like betrayal moment. Like for context, when I say upset, I don't mean like mad. It was just like a no,
Like
why?
disappointed.
Yeah. I got heckled for it.
Rip. I'll be right back. Gotta go grab food.
So there's this one person that I really, really wanted to commission dragon things from. But they're not taking commissions, and I am
Oh.
upset.
Alas.
Her watercolors are so pretty.
Oh, thank you for the follow, Yaganel. If you've been watching since this whole time, then thank you very much. If you're only just in here, sorry you came in the middle of break?
Also, this is pissing me off, Hugh.
What is?
I'm showing you.
Oh. Yeah, that one was
You
a bit
remember this one? I've already finished it. I know I have a solution, but it is not the most efficient solution. And it's pissing me off.
Yeah, good luck.
Hmm. Hmm.
I'm back, and I'm gonna turn push to talk on because I have food.
You and me both. So what are you eating, Mason? Let's make.
Steak.
Oh, nice. Let's make all of the chat jealous. Jealous and
Uh,
hungry.
uh,
It
it
is just
tastes good.
what type of steak is it?
I think it's just a sirloin of some kind. There's no bone in it.
Okay.
I don't know. My dad bought it, and I don't look into it too deep.
I mean, that's fine. Is it how do you like your steaks?
Medium rare. I
Nice.
used to eat them rare, but I got spooked about mad cow disease.
Fair. God, I want so bad to go to an O'Charlie's and get a Louisiana sirloin.
Mm.
That
I'd
shit
really
is
like.
so good.
Sirloin is the best cut.
Oh, Louisiana sirloin is fantastic. It's just like a 6-ounce sirloin steak, and then it's covered in Cajun spices, and then they put Cajun butter on top of that. Oh, so good.
I'd
Man,
really like my local grocery store to have cookie dough Pop Tarts again sometime in the future.
Oh, that as
those are-
well.
I'm thinking of that steak now. There's something I like better. I like hibachi food way better than just about anything.
Oh yeah,
But in that
hibachi is
regard,
delicious.
yeah, nothing beats it.
Oh, agreed.
Yeah. So, a great meal, nice hibachi meal cooked in front of you, plus 2 specialty rolls at a place, god tier meal. But on the topic of that Louisiana steak, that sounds good. I think it would go really, really good paired up with a gumbo, like maybe a milder gumbo than
Mm,
what the spices
yeah,
of the steak are.
I've never had gumbo, but I want gumbo so bad.
Is a slippery slope of good and bad.
Well, for me, it's I know full well that, like, I probably will not be able to eat it. Not because of spiciness or anything like that, but because vegetables. Because I physically cannot tolerate vegetables, for the most part.
Mm.
Like as an illness or just bad or just
It's
preference?
it's not like an illness thing. It is entirely a mental thing. But, like, biting into the vast majority of vegetables, no matter how small it is, makes me physically ill. So, like, had like as an example, I had a burger from a place a while back, and I specifically told them no pickles. They accidentally put pickles on it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I bit into it and was just like, "There's a weird flavor with this, and I can't identify it." And I bit into it again. I was like, "That's pickle." Like,
Mm.
soon as I knew what it was just immediate revulsion and, like, nausea.
Yeah, I have the same issue with peanut butter. As soon as I smell that shit, I feel like I'm gonna hurl.
Yeah.
I've got that with bananas
Yeah, but-
specifically.
Yeah, but it's not an
Described as an
allergy.
intolerance.
Yeah, it's not an allergy or anything like that. Like, it's not something that is physical for me. It poses no actual
Well,
physical threat to me.
see,
But
it's
yeah.
sort of physical. It's like a histamine reaction in a
Yeah.
way, but it's not. It's a neural structure, not a chemical one.
Yeah.
At some point in the past, something built a trauma structure around vomiting and whatever that thing is.
Mhm.
For me, it's peanut butter and peanuts in general.
For me, it is the vast majority of fruits and vegetables. Like, I can have lettuce. That's fine.
Then it's probably texture
but
that
yeah.
does it.
Yeah, it is largely texture.
I used to experience something like that with green beans, but eventually I got over it.
Yeah.
I think you generally have a pretty a very tolerant palate with basically the only two things I can think of that I can't stand at all is tomatoes as they normally are, and then pickles. I can't stand those, but that's it. Everything else is pretty fine. I enjoy it a lot.
Yeah.
I enjoy just about everything I eat.
I think for me, for a lot of fruits and vegetables, I think he was right. It is largely texture based. I think it's largely an issue with, like, slimy textures, because I know I definitely have, like, an OCD germophobic reaction towards slimy textures and slimy substances. I cannot fucking stand having anything like that touch me. I don't like it.
Yeah, that'd do it.
So yeah.
You know,
Well,
it'd be great if you let that be my answer for why I won't eat shit.
all I can say is that at least in regards to gumbo, you wouldn't really have to worry about that much. You can just easily get it without veggie type stuff,
Oh, good.
or even if there is in there, unless you're looking for it, you really wouldn't notice because the flavor of that stuff generally comes mostly from the broth and the meat.
Well, for me, it's a lot of people keep telling me that about a whole bunch of different vegetables, and the problem with that is I am hypersensitive as well. So I tend to notice these things. But
I'll take your word for it. I'm the same way with alcohol and bitter stuff. That's why I can't drink coffee.
fair. But if I can get it without vegetables, then that is fucking perfect. And, like, I'm good with spices, like leafy spices. Totally fine with that. That is not an issue. It is just, like, the big vegetables that I can't stand.
Here's a secondary question: how do you deal with steak fat? How do you feel about that?
I don't have as much of an issue with it. It's, for me, it's more of there's no, like, bad reaction to it, not for terms of like nausea or anything like that. It's more of a like I'm having trouble chewing that. Spit that back out. All right, don't worry about that. Go on to the next thing.
I have a thing against gristle and tough, chewy fat because as a child I used to eat far too quickly, and I have a very distinct memory of trying to swallow a piece of steak that was like really fatty and hard to break down. And I was like, fuck it, I won't bother trying to break it down. Oh, swallow the whole damn thing. It did not go well.
Yeah, I imagine your throat was a little cut up there, buddy.
Well, no, I choked.
Oh,
It
fair.
got stuck. It was just too big. I was like 5, 6 at the time. And yeah, my mom had to give me the Heimlich, and then since then, little me was just like, "No, I will chew everything until it is fine paste. I will never choke on food again."
Fair.
I have never had that issue. I genuinely can't think of anything that I've ever eaten that I thought uh, was tough to chew. The closest thing was a really, really fucked up steak. Like, uh, even for someone with a tolerable palate like me, something was wrong. It was overdone. I don't know what was
I
done. It
used I
just
used to get
fucked up.
well done steaks, and I was just like, this is really tough to chew, and it
Sen-
just oh yeah, it was. It was. It never occurred to me like, hey, maybe try like medium steaks. And as soon as I started trying medium steaks, I was like, this is heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would order rare if it ever reached the table warm. So I order medium rare usually because at least when it gets to me, it's still warm.
Yeah.
I dig it.
I like medium just because it is decently cooked, but it's still nice and soft and succulent without being super super ridiculously greasy.
The fun thing with beef is that it can be eaten rare because the muscle fibers are too dense for microbes to penetrate. So
Yeah.
if you sear the outside, it kills all the microbes on the meat, and it is perfectly healthy at any time, as long as it's not like started to go off.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that things like the mad cow disease
Well,
stuff
that's
could
because
actually
it's
do that.
in the blood and therefore
Uh,
filters into the lymphatic system. But like
yeah.
external microbes cannot enter; they have to be pushed through by hydrostatic pressure. So unless you're keeping your steaks in like a bath of stagnant water, you'll probably be fine.
I dig it. I still probably won't ever convince myself to eat rare again, but medium rare is fine too.
Mad cow disease is such a huge risk here that we stomp on it immediately. We will cull entire herds for one case.
Yeesh.
I
I mean,
mean,
it's understandable.
understandable. Yeah.
It's too big a risk with such a small country. One car could take mad cow disease to 7 different farms in a day.
How do they test for that for mad cow
They don't.
disease? Oh, they don't. How do
We,
they how do you detect it?
the cow goes mad.
Oh, fair. Understood.
It starts. There are certain symptoms, like I believe to get a fever, they start to foam at the mouth a little. They become erratic and stagger around. You can notice it fairly easily once it starts to get severe, but you know, by that point, it might have infected more. It could have
Right.
been picked up on someone's shoes. It's
Yeah.
a whole palaver, so they just like, better safe than sorry. Kill everything, move
Yeah.
on. And if there is an outbreak, all of the farms in the country start laying out these big rubber tarps across all the entrances to the farms and spray it down with a little hose that's got like a few pinholes in it that just constantly leaks disinfectant. So every vehicle and
Okay.
every person that enters gets disinfectant all over the wheels slash shoes, so they can't track it out.
Ah.
Cool.
I remember this because I was about 5 years old when we had a foot and mouth disease outbreak. Uh, Fortunately, our farm was not infected, but it was huge. It destroyed like a third of the entire pig livestock population in the country.
Wow.
Hi, Deriva. Boop.
Hmm. Man.
God, now that you've told me that, I can get gumbo without vegetables, I now just really want gumbo.
Yeah,
How
putting
do
them up
you
is
want a
horrible.
food really horribly that you've never had? That's never made sense to me.
Well,
Like,
it's
people
more
say it
of
all the time, and
it's
it's always been weird because
it's
you don't know what it tastes like.
well, exactly. I want the experience. That's what I want.
Yeah.
Hi, I am a hedonist. I want the things I've never done before.
Don't blame you. If the only reason for life is to live, then you may as well live.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. But yeah. Nice set of gumbo,
Oh, I'm
rice,
sure you can,
couple different
Daredevil.
meats. Good shit.
I'm sure you can find some things that I have not done before. I'm sure you could find some people that I have not done. I mean, what?
Hmm. Imagine getting fucking laid.
I know, right?
Alex and I
I
were watching
do
Brave New World the other day.
frequently.
Mm. The only person who lays me is me. End of story there.
There was
What were you gonna say about Brave New World here?
Yeah, we were watching Brave New World the other day. It's a very hedonistic society. It's like, I could get behind this.
there
Culturally taboo to be monogamous because you're depriving others of yourself and the person you're with.
Hmm.
It's like, yeah, I'm on board with this. If it weren't for the genetic engineering and systemic classism, then I'd be all on board.
yeah. There
The whole
was
point of Brave New World is that when you lean so far into that, life stops being worth meaning anything.
I know, but I am also a psychopath and don't get any meaning out of deep emotional connections. So fuck
You
it.
yourself have fucking argued this with me.
yeah,
No,
but
I agree. After a
Hugh
while,
is
it would get dull,
yeah,
but
but
they don't live that long, do they? They die early.
yeah, but
No,
Hugh
they
is
don't.
Hugh is a psychopath, and so therefore it's just him.
I'm not gonna make the joke that I was going to, because that would be bad. No, I'm gonna do it.
Do it.
You're only down with the idea because you're not getting laid right now.
Probably true.
I don't know.
Lockdown has put a damper on just about everyone's activity.
There was one of the uh sex workers that I've seen on Twitter. She had been posting about creepy people coming into her mentions, thinking that because she's a sex worker, they can pay her to specifically film scenes with them during the pandemic. And I loved her response, which was just number one, just because I make videos online does not mean I'm making a video with you. Two, we're in the middle of a global pandemic. I haven't had sex since April.
Yep, it's not really the time for that.
Yeah.
When everyone stops dying, maybe.
Maybe.
You need sex when you have video games.
I do.
Speaking of sex and video games, Mass Effect Legendary Edition,
Yes.
Eh.
I've been seeing that.
where you can famously sleep with everyone in your crew.
Depending on who you are, but
All right,
just
Caden
about
is
everyone.
Caden is straight, but I think he's like the only one.
Caden is straight. Ashley, if I remember, is a lesbian.
Yeah.
Let's see. I know Jack is straight, despite the fact that she gives off. Actually, no, sorry, Jack is more of an NB. Despite the fact that they give off some really big chaotic bisexual vibes. There's you cannot ever romance Rex, to a great many people's ire.
I mean, the dude's like 400 years old. Give him a break.
He's also got 4 gonads and 2 dicks.
He would
I
probably
feel like
kill
people just
a
lack the
human.
dedication.
Say what, Alex?
Some people just lack the dedication.
I don't know. I know I'd never see it because I actually can't stand playing the Mass Effect games.
No, that's
Well,
fair.
they're rebuilding the first game a little bit so that it plays more like the third and not like the clunky, horrifying mess that it once was.
No, I mean I can't stand any of them. I played them all. I hate them. I can't get past 3 hours.
You can even go 3 hours?
I can go. I gave it 3 hours, and it's like I don't like this. I'm done.
Which games?
Mass Effect.
Mass Effect. Cannot stand.
Ah, okay.
They play in a way that I find boring and unengaging.
That's fair. I'm just really glad that they are changing a lot of the Miranda Lawson scenes where they're not just having gratuitous butt shots in the middle of like highly fucking emotionally charged scenes.
Oh, that's good.
Like, there is literally a scene in, I want to say the second game, where Lawson is telling you about her sister. And I want to say it's either about her rescuing her sister or her sister dying. And they
She wants
made
to
it...
She wants you to rescue her sister.
Yeah. And it's supposed to be a pretty emotionally charged scene. And it's like a time when Lawson is actually showing weakness before Shepard, and it's just butt shots through the whole thing.
Mm.
Yeesh.
I'm just bummed that I couldn't like romance people that I necessarily wanted to.
Yeah.
Specifically, I don't know the games very well, but just looking at character designs, I wish I could have romanced Tali
Tali is great.
or Legion.
Yeah.
And
Possibly.
you can. She's brilliant. She is
Yeah,
my
but-
favorite character. I started romancing Jack because she's hilarious.
Right.
Or they're hilarious, and I love them. They're brilliant. And I didn't realize Tali came back in the second game. And when she did, I was like, oh, shit.
Yep. And you
I
can
jumped the gun.
you can romance her, but only as masked Shep, I believe.
That's the problem. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because
Yeah,
there's
she's only introduced.
as with any BioWare game, like there are some characters that are specifically bisexual, some that are specifically lesbian, some that are specifically straight. So
Tali
Yeah.
has a legitimate reason for it, because Tali comes from the race of Quarians, who are all stuck on a bunch of ships and have a drastically declining population, which they really need to bring up, and they're aware of that.
yeah,
So they heavily emphasize parenthood as a cultural virtue.
I mean, also just it's realistic too, just to have people who are of all sorts of different sexualities.
Well, yeah, like
For all
Caden's
sorts of
straight,
different
he just
reasons.
happens to be straight.
Yeah.
Good for him. Whatever, I don't care.
Yeah.
I didn't like Caden anyway. I left him to die.
Oof.
I-
Romance Legion though.
Such a dick.
If only we could romance Legion. But I love that in the second game when it first came out, they did not give you the chance to romance Liara? Was that her name? Liara?
Yeah, that's her name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Did
lady.
not give you the chance to romance her, even if you romanced her in the first game, and the backlash was so bad that BioWare was like,
yeah.
we're gonna make it, just stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in the story, she was salty because you just fucked off for like 5 years while
Mhm.
you were being reconstructed and didn't tell her, and she was really unhappy about that. Quite reasonably so, in my opinion.
I mean, you died and
Well,
were
yeah, but she didn't
unconscious
know
for
that.
most of that.
She didn't
Also,
know that, and then you just
Um,
fucking
um,
rock up like,
How
I'm
yo,
does
sorry.
it's been a
I'm
while.
how
so okay, but like people get mad at each other because they dreamed their partner cheated on them. I feel like this is reasonable.
no,
wait,
no, no, I get, yes, people do get
wait, wait,
mad
wait.
mad
It is.
over.
It's not. It's. I don't think it's reasonable to get mad at your partner for dreaming that they cheated on you.
I agree
No,
personally,
I
but
think it's
some people
realistic.
are weird.
It's reasonable game design because it's realistic.
Yes
Ah,
and no, but like again, you died, and there is no way that Liara could not have known that. Everyone thought
But nobody
Shep
was ever
died.
discovered. Nobody was ever found, and then you turned up alive.
But that's just
So
it.
the
Nobody.
reasonable assumption is that
No, no,
you
no.
weren't
No,
dead.
nobody ever found a body. Everybody did assume you died because they knew that you got
Yeah.
shunted out into space in orbit and fell through the atmosphere.
Yes.
that's Mass
Everybody
Effect 1,
was,
I guess.
yeah,
Yeah, but
that was the beginning. No, that was the beginning of Mass Effect 2.
Oh, okay.
You
Even better.
die.
perspective though, Liara assumes you've died, and then suddenly you're not dead. What's her first thought? Ah, yes, resurrection technology, which has never been proven to exist, or you weren't fucking dead.
Oh yeah, no, I get that. But then to not like let you explain all of that and to not have it be possible to, make things right.
I think
Well,
you're
I mean, she's also
overestimating
moved
her
on a lot in that
stupidity.
time. Like Liara, when you find Liara, she's like a naive little archaeologist who's barely left the creche. And then
Hmm.
when you find her in Mass Effect 2, she's like a seasoned veteran and knows what the fuck she's doing and has built a life for herself without you.
Yeah. No, I get that part. But it's still just like Liara's super salty that you went off and left her. You died. Like, what are you supposed to do about that?
Well, clearly death doesn't mean much to Shepard anymore.
All right.
Hi,
So for what it's
Chris.
worth, as long as people, I know a lot of people don't like Andromeda, but I think the romance options are very good. There, I said it. That's my hot take.
I don't think
Like,
Andromeda was as bad as people like to say it was. I played it.
Also,
I actually kind of liked it. It wasn't the best by any stretch, but it wasn't,
also,
a steaming pile of impossible to play.
right. Plus, you can romance Vetronics, which is always a good thing.
But yeah, that is the end of our break. So, welcome back, everyone. When we left off, Flux was skulking away from the garage and the watchful eyes of some guards that were supposed to be keeping an eye on them.
They're preoccupied.
That's you, Flux.
Oh, I thought you were gonna give more of an intro.
No. You have come out the back door of the garage. There is a large flak battery in front of you and 3 troops manning it, looking a bit bored. You can
Yeah.
see another group of 5 off by the bunkers by the road, but otherwise seems to be fairly empty around here.
And I have my normal like armor and shit on me, right?
Yeah, you're still wearing your flak armor and gear.
Cool. Cool, cool.
Well, you're wearing their flak armor with your gear.
Yeah, I'm gonna just get myself around this corner and keep in shadowy areas.
Which corner?
That didn't work, did it? Give me just a sec.
Alright. You're able to dash round
And from there, I am going to take out. Hmm. Okay, I know about military places, correct?
You have been to a few.
Would it be reasonable to assume that there would be people in the medical area?
Probably yes.
Lit. Lit. I'm going to take out my combat knife and I'm going to stab myself in the arm. Lightly.
A light
Okay.
stabbing.
Just as a treat.
Go ahead and roll a d3.
I thought you were gonna have them roll weapon skill.
All right, you take 3 wounds as you
Ooh.
knife yourself in the arm.
I really feel like 3 wounds is excessive given 6 will kill me, but okay.
Well, it's you aimed for a light stabbing and you went for a slightly less than light stabbing.
I'm really just trying to drag a small line like on my arm to make it look like I have a reason to go to the med bay.
If
Mm.
you've got a little scratch across your arm, they're going to throw you out in your ear.
Fuck it. There's 3 of my wounds gone. And yeah, they're gonna put their shit away, the knife away, and start walking to the medical bay holding their fucking arm. The things I do for the Imperium.
All right then. Yeah. While you are working, Riven,
Mm-hmm.
you spot Flux coming out from between the medical bay and the garage, clutching a bloody arm.
Shit. Okay, fuck. Going to try not to be visibly
They are
alarmed.
walking with purpose and totally ignoring you.
Hmm. Hmm.
As you come into view, Flux, the sergeant, glancing around, apparently looking for you, spots you. Oi! What are you doing over there, you maggot?
Flux
He
is just gonna give
storms.
a grimace and raise their arm, kind of peeling their hand off where they're putting pressure on it and letting some of the blood get over everywhere. Sorry, sir. Had an accident, sir.
You buffoon!
Yes,
Get to
I
the
am.
medical bay before you kill yourself.
And they'll just give a nod and scurry away.
He points at one of the troopers. You, follow him. And you are accompanied as you make your way around the corner through the
Flux
large...
Flux is just gonna grin at the guy once they're out of earshot. The hell does he think I'm gonna do with this? And just kind of raise their arm jokingly.
He gives you a small shrug, but glances back towards the sergeant and doesn't say anything.
Ugh. Not a huge fan of Sergeant Buzzkill, I'm afraid.
If I had, if I had the liberty to murder people, he would be the first to go.
I'm sure you wouldn't be the only one who wanted to murder the commanding officer here.
He reminds me of the one from the book we're reading here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check
Medical.
through. Yeah, you step through the double doors into the waiting room, apparently. A row of chairs sits against the north wall with a pair of large windows letting in some of the light from the floodlights outside. A pair of strip lights flicker overhead. 2 troopers sit on a couple of the chairs, each nursing minor injuries. One appears to have broken his wrist. The other is laying with a leg propped up on one of the chairs. There is a third trooper sitting behind a small desk, writing on a couple of forms. Glances up as you enter. Oh, Christ, not another one. steps up and moves over to the double doors in the south wall, pushing them open. Medicus. Another one seems to have sliced himself open. After a couple of seconds, a individual wearing the sky blue uniform of the militia, but wearing a heavy fabric smock and a face mask and a pair of large rubber gloves, steps through, glancing around and spotting you. Ah, Emperor's teeth, what have you done to yourself? Quick, come through.
Surprised that they still use like medicus in imperial terms.
I mean, high key, if your whole society uses imperial terms, it's gonna be really hard to get everyone to switch.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, I live in the South and I'm very much not Christian, but I still use Christian slang.
Oh, sure. And I guess from what we've been told and what we've found out from these folks, they do genuinely believe they're serving the emperor. So,
That's true. Weird that they don't have a chapel given that.
maybe a thing. If we survive it, maybe a thing to ask about later. Actually,
Mhm.
wait a minute. I can ask about. Huh. All right.
Yeah, the medicus gestures you through, and he leads you into a wide corridor and through a right turn into a spacious Medicae chamber. A
Is my
trio of...
guard still with me?
Yep, he comes in and waits by the door.
Dick.
And yeah, the medicus sits you on one of the 3 medical tables. There's a trooper currently sprawled out on one of them, apparently asleep. And he takes a needle and thread to your arm and begins stitching. What on earth were you doing? This looks like a knife cut. You weren't fighting, were you?
No, well, you see, I took a step out the back of the fuck
Garage.
garage. That's the word. And I had to take a piss, then I dropped my knife.
You
And then I tried to
you-
catch it.
yeah.
Well,
Give me a deception roll.
there's only so good I can do here.
He pauses in his stitching, locks eyes with you, and just very pointedly raises an eyebrow, and then goes back to stitching.
Flux is just gonna kind of lean in. The real story's more embarrassing.
I'm sure. Don't let it happen again. We don't have an infinite supply of medical tools.
Right, right. I think once is quite enough. I don't like getting stabbed.
He nods. Well, just as well. Keep it up, and I may not be able to patch you up next time. He pulls
And
the stitch taut and begins tying a knot.
while I'm here, um, I've been getting dizzy lately. I don't know if that's something I should be concerned about.
Dizzy? Any other symptoms? He
Uh,
puts away his tools and holds up a stethoscope, presses it against your chest.
I don't know. I've been sleeping okay.
Hmm.
Um, balance is off. That's occasionally my eyes go weird, but I figured that was just the augmentics acting up.
No irregular heartbeat or breathing issues. He picks up a small stab light and flashes it in your eyes. Follow the light, please. Pupillary response appears fine. Yes, I'll give you a quick scan just to be sure. But you seem fine. Perhaps you're not eating well.
Have been on the road a fair bit recently.
Forgetting to drink, probably eat. Well, he moves over to a table piled high with medical equipment and picks up what looks vaguely like an Auspex, but has an array of lenses facing away from the user.
Flux is just gonna give a shrug. No thanks to the sergeant. Fucking taskmaster. He even sent this one here to watch me to make sure I wasn't trying to slack off. They're gonna gesture at, the guy that's with them.
Medicus nods. I'm assuming you mean Sergeant Armstrong. He is quite a forceful personality. Hold still, please. He holds the device up in front of your head, and there's a low buzzing noise for a moment.
Is there anything on the tables and shit around me?
Various medical tools, scalpels, faucet, uh, the tweezers, a slightly bloody needle, and a strand of stitching.
Okay. Thank you.
You seem fine. Scan is not detecting anything unusual. You should make sure you get something to eat and drink. That might help you.
Somehow doubt it unless I, get a fucking doctor's note.
Give me a persuasion roll. And I'll
Uh-huh.
give you a +1 for having stabbed yourself in the arm.
Ooh, glory.
He gives a long, put upon sigh. Very well. He goes over to one of the tables, scribbles on a piece of paper, hands it over to you. Give that to the sergeant, then go get yourself a ration and a canteen of water from the storerooms. Don't dilly-dally, though. I won't be responsible for you being tardy.
Understood. And, yeah, Flux is gonna head off. Can they read the doctor's note?
Give
How
me
shit
a
is their
scholar roll.
handwriting?
Give me a scholar roll. You can read it just fine, but it seems to be garbled nonsense, some kind of shorthand.
Cool. Given that, would it be reasonable to assume that the person I'm going back to isn't gonna understand it either?
That would be a weird assumption since he gave it to you to take to the sergeant.
I mean, that's fair. I just assume doctor's notes are universally hard to read, similarly to how real world shit works.
Could be. Or maybe they just use a code by default.
Fair. Yeah, fuck it. I will waltz my happy ass back.
Go ahead and restore 2 wounds for the Medicaid attention.
Thank you kindly.
You step back out with your escort. Back out the double doors and back around to the sergeant. He turns as you approach. Right then, back to work with you.
I was actually told to give this to you. And Flux is just gonna kind of hold out the note.
He gives you a very long scowl before snatching the note out of your hand. He glances down at it for all of half a second before looking back up at you. You have 5 minutes. Any later, and I will report you straight to the lieutenant.
Yes, sir. And Flux will head out.
He gestures at the trooper with you. Keep with them. Make sure they don't stray.
Oh, dear, dear. I'm going to have to kill this man.
All right, where are you heading,
Possibly.
Flux?
How awake does this person look?
He looks bored, but alert.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna go find food places, because cyanide in food is, a thing.
Well, the barracks presumably have mess halls, and the warehouse is presumably where they store their rations.
Okay. Just because this is a me asking, how weird would it be to go get it just straight from where it's stored so that I didn't have to waste time in mess hall?
I wouldn't say it would be too unusual.
Cool. That's where we're heading.
All right. The trooper does give you a sidelong glance as you pass the barracks, but he shrugs and follows you on till you reach the doors to the storehouse. Riven, what are you doing in the meantime?
What am I doing? Well, I am presumably surrounded by mechanics and still working on cars and shit.
They're beginning
Uh,
to filter back to the garage as you've gotten the 3 vehicles working.
cool. Where's
Riven,
the lieutenant?
Riven is currently attempting not to squeal at about the only technology she's found on this planet.
Yeah, no, it's God. Um, hmm. Let's see. So who's around at this point? A couple mechanics, and is this the Commander Armstrong or Lieutenant Armstrong or whatever the hell his name was?
Sergeant.
Great. Ugh. Great. Just what I wanted to see. Um. Well, let's see. Who is this person? Is this my escort?
Yep.
Cool. I'm gonna turn to him and just say, hey, so I've met a lot of people since I've been here. What's your name?
On Michaels.
Michaels. That's right. I remember him mentioning your name. Um, so yeah, when we've been passing through, I noticed I know some people on this planet are like real religious and plenty others aren't. I noticed you guys don't have any kind of like church or holy space. At least I didn't see one. Do you guys have a place to pray to the Emperor?
He gives you a bit of a frown. You not from Cardaius Rest?
I'm not from this side. Like me personally, I mean, I've seen a lot. Like um so I think I'm fairly new to this planet regardless, right?
You are personally, yes.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm just trying to figure out like I don't want to talk myself into a corner, but like I think it's still pretty reasonable to just be recently defected Mechanicus kind of passing through. Yeah, no, I'm totally gonna go with that. Yeah, no, I'm me originally, no, not from here, but since I joined up with the cause, I've been trying to learn as much as I can.
He sidles over and hops up onto the back of the Jeep, his auto gun across his knees.
Mhm.
Alright. Well, we don't have a chapel here higher up, so we don't have the time or resources to keep setting them up everywhere. Got to pare it down to essentials only.
Hmm. Interesting.
Fucking heretics.
Yeah, okay, you're not here though.
I know. So Nualia in the distance just like perks, just like perks up, sniffs the air for a second.
Smell heresy.
The Emperor's Chapel is not an essential.
Somewhere, somehow, a name appears in the Book of Grudges.
What do you just don't even have the well, Armstrong.
He
So
gives a small shrug. We still, pray in our own time. The
I get
barracks
that.
has a little shrine set up at the back by the men. Not official like, but we do what we can.
Huh. Can I see it?
He glances at the sergeant.
I'm mostly just curious, really.
He glances over at the sergeant, pauses for a moment, pushes himself off the jeep, and takes a step over towards him before saluting. Sergeant, permission to visit the shrine to perform benedictions to the Emperor. Sergeant looks the trooper up and down. For yourself, Private? No, sir. The cog boy wants, cog girl in this case, wants to make proper appeasement, sir. He gives you a very long look. Very well, make it quick.
I'm gonna throw an actual proper salute to the sergeant.
He returns it, giving
Thank
you
you,
a
sir.
very slight nod of almost possibly respect.
Yeah, let's go check it
Hard
out.
to tell. He wears a permanent frown.
Uh, it's fine. He's a jackass. Fuck him. But whatever. I'll take what I can get. Cool. All right. Yeah, let's go check that out. Genuinely curious about how these people live.
Yeah, the trooper leads you around to the double doors to the barracks, pushing them open. Inside is a long bunk room with a pair of troopers inside currently cleaning. At the far end of the room, by the window in the north wall, is a very small little crate that's been set up with a white cloth draped over it. A pendant to the Emperor has been hung between a pair of twisted wires that they've set up to hold it. The pendant bears a golden aquila suspended between a couple of rough-looking candles.
Man, this war is so stupid.
The trooper makes his way up to the shrine and kneels in front of it, bowing his head and clasping his hands in front of himself.
So, is there anything else in the room? I mean, it's a barracks, so I assume people are just this is like their living quarters and stuff, right?
There's a double line of bunk beds, each with a footlocker at both ends of them.
Huh.
There are a pair of doors in the western wall that appear to open into a locker room, as each door has a large window at about head height. You can see at least one more trooper in the locker room.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to fight my way out of killing 4 people with a las pistol. It's not even worth it. And I don't
Have
really.
you considered John Wicking it?
No, I don't know entirely what that means, and also, these guys are just rank and file. There's no point. I'm not Nualia. I don't need to kill every single person who's a heretic on site.
Funnily
Nothing-
enough, Nualia would not consider them heretics. Sort of.
Interesting. Hey, nothing personal anyway. It's just
Yeah.
if I don't need to kill people, we're not necessarily here to kill people. I know
Yeah.
Flux is obviously going to, and I did spend a lot of time preparing cyanide, so being hypocritical, but like whatever. And like,
Agotron would definitely kill them, but not because they're heretics.
well, we've also gotten some we've gotten some interesting information out of this experience so far.
Oh
Like
yeah.
knowing that they're running low on supplies is already a good sign as far as the war effort goes. Like, if that's the only useful bit of information, plus we know the names of the commander. Don't know if they didn't already know that, but like, all right, cool. I'm gonna get on my knees to go perform standard administrations to the emperor, and then thank Michaels for showing me the place and sort of like say, hey, we should probably get back. I gotta go check on my people, and then we probably need to head out to the next place, do some more fixes.
He nods and leads you back out into the main yard. You can see Packard over in the garage, leaning on the back of the truck that's in there, telling two of the mechanics and his escort the story of how he lost his nose.
you see this here.
This time, Ribbon, you distinctly hear him mention a Tau pulse rifle.
Oh boy.
I'm waiting for Packard to just be like, I lost this in the King's service. Like,
Oh man.
If I was there, I'd hand him a cigar and tell him, show him how you smoke through the nostrils.
We still have our Vox speeds, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Now they exploded.
Ugh.
Just do this now.
Cool.
I'm gonna
Cool.
ask Packard later on how he knows what a Tau pulse rifle looks like, but conversation.
All right.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna just go to the sergeant, throw a salute, and say, "All right, sir. I think we're in good order here. So I'm going to, if you don't mind, my presence a little longer, I'm going to wait on my people, and then we'll head off to the next site, continue with repairs."
He gives you a scowl. You are ordered to be here until dawn, trooper.
Hmm. Ah, yes. Thank you for the reminder. I'd actually forgotten about that, being as a player. Okay, well, I'm here. Do you have anything else you need fixed?
I wouldn't know. Go ask the engineers.
Ah, of course. Thank you, sir. Throw a salute, and I'm gonna go commiserate with the engineers in the garage.
All right, then.
Mostly, I just want to be out of his sight at this point, because
Yeah, he turns his back on you and walks a few paces away to look down the road that Flux went down, as if waiting for Flux to return. Speaking of Flux, you open the double doors into the large warehouse structure.
Mm-hmm.
It is easily 3 stories tall, and row upon row of shelving fills the majority of the space. You can see a variety of tall forklift-like machines positioned about, with servitors hardwired into them. And crates fill almost every shelf. You can just make out through the press over the top of some of the shelving units 3 large silos or tanks at the far end of the chamber.
Cool. Any humans aside from the one escorting me?
You can see one currently down one of the aisles. Give me a second and I'll put those in.
This is some good hot cocoa.
Hmm. No one hot cocoa.
Go make some.
We don't have any.
Oh, fair. I'm sorry for you. Loud slurp.
Horrible. Bitch.
Smash the beans to drink the bean.
It took me like 20 fucking minutes to make this goddamn cup of hot cocoa because the only way I really have to heat up the water right now is my Keurig, and I had to clean that shit out from the all the coffee grounds that were still in it.
So you don't want to make a mocha then?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, did you have to go kill the chocolate yourself?
Yes. I had to hunt that shit down in my backyard.
You ever think about how much of just people's diet in general is beans in ways you don't expect?
I have like once or twice, yeah, is just all the different ways that it's either cornstarch or beans.
Yep.
This just in, all meat is beans now.
I mean, could be.
It might
I
be.
mean, in a theoretical way, it's produced from 2 beans in a sack or more.
Yeah. Okay. Fair. That's Yeah. All right. Okay.
That was a good one, Mason.
Yeah.
Alright then. Flux, you should be able
Funnier when I'm
to
not thinking.
Since we're D&D, I
See
would give
now.
you inspiration just for that.
Ah.
Sorry,
Yeah,
continue.
Flux is gonna start up and down looking for some food stuff and casually getting closer to the silos.
Alright.
They have like them, right?
Pardon?
They have like water in them, correct?
You don't know. They are just large metal tanks.
They're not labeled.
No.
That's
I'll be right back.
unfortunate. Yeah, Flux
Yeah,
is just casually picking through things and kind of gesture up at the silo. The fuck's in those things?
That's our water tanks. Pumps behind them, you can hear it. And indeed, there is a low rumble undercutting the activity in the warehouse.
Man, that's the biggest damn machine I've seen in a while. Mind if we go
It's
check it out
gotta
once we
be.
grab the food? We'll eat behind it. Share a smoke.
Give me a...
And I am absolutely pulling my glow sticks out of my pocket.
Give me a... persuasion roll with a +2.
+2 for drugs.
Yeah.
Hey, whatever works.
Nice.
He
Successes
glances
all
around,
Neat.
slings his rifle. Where the hell would you get those? We haven't had low sticks in months.
Flux is just gonna give him a wink. Not from this base, fam.
Yeah, alright then. He starts walking towards the pump. You can see a trooper with a clipboard looking over the machinery. He makes his way behind it, quite loudly saying, "Yeah, this is the main pump. Brings water up from the aquifer about a kilometer or so down."
Just looking at it, is there a place that I could just dump the fucking cyanide in the pump? Assuming I didn't have a person watching me?
Give me a tech roll. It's an archaic-looking pump, quite old. You're not sure if it's you're not sure how it's powered. There's a large section towards the western half that you're not entirely sure of the purpose of. But you can see several pipes making their way to the large tanks, and you do notice a small reservoir that has a current pressure level with an input pipe. A little spigot just jutting out of the side. If you were to guess, it would be for adding supplements or something to the water to maintain health.
Well, I'm
So
gonna
you got supplements
maintain
for it.
health, alright.
Oh man, now I wish I hadn't scratched cyanide into the side of the thing with an adamantium tipped chain blade.
Eh.
Fucking fuck. Yeah. Flux is just gonna give him a grin and toss him the pack of glow sticks. You hold on to this, I'll go grab food.
Yeah, all right. He begins fiddling with the carton, popping it open, pulling a glow stick out.
Cool. Flux is gonna go back around the place, and they're gonna go from one side, probably the far one, like around this way, and then
You
they're
know you
gonna.
can move your token, right?
I am aware. And then they're gonna stealth back and shiv him from behind.
Oh.
You were just gonna go poison the water supply, but alright.
Listen, if this fuck wasn't following me around and
Had an
stealing my
out.
damn cigarettes, I wouldn't have to murder him, but he left me no choice.
Alright.
Don't you
I'm
have
not
to?
gonna question what you do.
Don't you have to bring him back?
No,
I think they're probably
Okay.
in stealth mode from here at this point.
This is real stealth. If there are no witnesses, then
Yeah.
were you caught?
I mean,
clearly.
hey,
All right, give me a stealth roll.
I'm just imagining Flux coming up behind this dude like the spy in TF2 with a
And
with a
I
butterfly
rolled
knife.
take the glory.
Yeah,
Yes.
no, take it. Do not get caught here.
Yee.
Nice.
There you go.
All right, 6
For
total
taking my
successes.
damn cigarettes.
You gave them to him.
He could have
Alright.
said no.
Done.
Yeah, you slink back round the corner of the machine, creeping up on him. You see him trying to light the glow stick with a shoddy little lighter. It seems he doesn't have enough fuel. He's getting a lot of sparks, but no flame.
Huh.
Buttering under his breath.
This poor bastard.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Go ahead and give me an attack with your knife.
This does horrible damage now that I'm looking at it.
Any bonuses to the amazing stealth roll?
Stealth adds +2 ED, not
Ah.
to the attack. You get bonus damage.
Okay, nice. Ooh.
This is not going to go well for me.
No, it is not.
You probably hit him at least.
Honestly, I'm just gonna fucking grenade him to death next. If this-
Just boom.
yeah, there's only. I don't. I was debating using the dueling las pistol, to be honest, but like. That's.
It's a bit loud.
Yeah.
Well,
Wait.
you're in luck. A 2 hits. These guys are not very well trained.
It's almost
Go
like
ahead
tier
and
1.
go ahead and give me a damage roll with +2 ED.
I don't know how to do that.
On
Click the red
your on your character sheet. Let's see, under combat, there will be a place to add ED to the knife.
Is that in DMod or DBD?
It's DBD. DBD.
Yeah, you could do DBD.
All
Does damage
right.
of a
And
combat knife
Uh,
started too?
No,
it does not.
it
Hold
should
on, I
be
can look that up.
2 plus your strength. Have you checked the melee box next to it?
Weapon skill agility. I had it on weapon skill
No, no, no.
intelligence.
Oh, on the far left, there's a little checkbox under MEL question mark.
Oh, that would do it. Should I be doing WSIN or WSAG?
WS,
It should be AG, right? Weapon skill
no,
agility.
WSIN.
Yeah, it's.
Really?
Yeah.
It's weapon skill and initiative, not agility.
So reroll
Oh.
that.
I think you just add the damage on. Does it make a difference?
Yeah.
What does that put the
What is your strength value?
My strength value is 3.
Okay, so it would be 7 damage total, not 4.
Yeah.
That's less shit. I'm horrified now.
That's why you live the melee dream.
7 is enough.
Huh.
How do you kill this guy?
Gonna come up from behind him. And I'm going to have my knife out. And I'm just gonna sigh to myself very quietly. And then low enough so he can hear. Shouldn't have taken my fucking cigarettes. Then I'm gonna stab him to death in the throat.
Cry.
Yeah, you lash out, the blade punching through the skin of his throat. Blood squirts out around the hilt over your hand. He lets out a surprised gurgle, his eyes wide, turning to you, almost questioning as the light begins to fade and he collapses to his knees, grabbing at his throat as blood gushes out.
Flux is just gonna kneel down with him and kind of keep him company. And just kind of pat him on the shoulder. Didn't want to kill you. Just wouldn't go away.
His mouth moves as though trying to speak, but he barely manages to mouth a single word before the light fades from his eyes and he slumps.
They'll shake their head, collect their cigarettes, and poison the water.
Alright, give me a tech roll.
And as they do, they're going to tap their comm. Time to go. And then turn it off.
All right.
Alright. Packard turns to you, Riven, at the sound, gives you a small nod.
Nod back.
Packard takes a step forward towards you, gesturing at the techs around him. All right. Well, we should give one of these give the one with the twisted axle a test drive. Don't know how it's going to run when it's actually on the road. So tell you what, you keep ours. We'll grab that one. Go for a run around. We'll be back short.
We've got all of our shit still in that car, I thought.
Yep.
Yeah, but at this point, if we're going, we might as well go fast.
That's a lot of gear to throw away.
No, I'm not saying to throw it. I'm saying we, just don't do that and take our car and go.
That's fair.
I mean, if the techs are in here, then at that point, it's just go. Packard's giving us an excuse for he and I to get out of the garage.
This is fair.
Yeah, all right. I'm gonna head over to
Nice, Packard.
Yeah, the engineers give him a nod. All right, don't be gone too long. Can't afford to waste the vehicle. Boop. Packard sidles out, wandering over to the car with you, Riven.
Mm-hmm. We have to figure out Flux getting out and getting to us, and then us going.
Flux, you unscrew a pipe here, adjust a valve there, and begin pouring cyanide into the system. How much do you pour in?
All of it.
All right. Doesn't take you too long. You close it all back up the way it should be. Make your way around the corner. No one appears to have noticed the corpse behind the pump. The troopers going about their business, checking over inventory.
Yeah, they're just gonna tap the comm. What's this building again called? Sorry.
It's a warehouse.
Southeast of warehouse.
All right.
Or southwest, rather. No, east was right the first time. I can actually do directions. For once. And I'm headed towards this door. It won't let me do that when I'm on push to talk.
I mean, I also can't move the car anyway. Like, just
Yeah.
is not an object that I can.
All right. Flux makes their way to the door. Riven, what do you do?
Well, fire up the jeep for sure. We've got
All
the
right.
sergeant. Is the sergeant still like right there?
Yep. He's looking down the road. As you start the engine, he turns to look at you. What the blazes do you think you're doing?
Motherfucker, I'm gonna do this, aren't I? Okay. I'm gonna run him over.
Please don't run him over.
Should I not run him over?
No, you haven't.
Please
You
do it.
have an excuse.
What's the excuse?
So you're taking the vehicle for a test drive. The engineers
Oh,
all agreed. Like
right.
it needs to be taken for a test drive.
Yeah, but I'm in ours, not. I guess they don't know that.
Run over anyway. Just
Oh,
'cause
that's
you
true.
want
If
to.
you're in, that's true. If you're in yours, yeah,
Yeah, I jumped in
yeah.
ours. I was either thinking that or hoping on the chance that any of these vehicles have machine spirit and doing the thing where all the alarms go off at once. But I feel like I've played that trick before.
These are very basic jeeps.
Yeah,
They have
I
no
know.
kind of electrical system.
Yep. Okay, getting on the boat. Fuck it. Yep.
Do it.
Yep. Driving up, throwing it into reverse.
Do it.
Hopefully, either I run him over or he gets out of the way. I don't actually care which one. That's my
All right,
plan.
give me a piloting roll.
All right, so if I don't fuck up. Oh, I still have one wrath, so.
You did add the you did add +1 piloting because of Tauros Igni, right?
I have 2 bonus dice, but I'm not sure where that came from.
I think it's actually no. I think that is the Tauros Igni. It's plus rank. That's what it is.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm at a 6 anyway, so that's my standard
Nice.
dice.
Yeah, that's good.
All right. Yeah, your pilot roll vastly outstrips his attempted reflex roll. You slam into him as you reverse, skidding the car around.
Do I hear this from my position?
You would
Just
definitely
like-
hear the engine start and then the screech of tires on gravel.
Yep, just gonna step out the door.
Yep, good idea.
Riven, go ahead and roll me a d3.
All right. Great.
3 mortal wounds. 3
So, you have
You.
thought through the fact that there are giant fuck-off guns at the
I have
exit.
thought it through. I am, however, going to take a chance on the fact that this guy was an asshole and everyone probably hated him.
I don't think that's gonna have as much weight as you fucking think it does.
Yeah, I know, but
It's one of those, he may be an asshole, but he's our asshole.
You
yeah, fair.
You want to
Alright,
know what weight there is? The weight of the dice.
So I rolled a
he
2.
slams into the
Driving
ground.
skill.
He slams into the ground, wrapping an arm around his ribs, yelling out in pain. The 2 guards that had been moving forwards when he shouted both scrabble to grab their guns as you
Yeah.
skid away down the road.
Yeah, I'm absolutely taking advantage of potentially the chaos that's been caused to just go and hopefully grab Flux on the way by. Can you jump into a moving vehicle, or do I have to? I probably have to stop.
No.
Shit.
So it has a 30-meter movement, so you can get to about there as Flux steps out of the door.
Well, now the hard part.
The fuck did you do?
Don't worry about it. Just a minor shift
They are
change.
still moving. You've got 6 seconds to converse.
Yeah, minor shift change. Come on,
There
let's
are-
go.
Flux is in the car already. They were saying that as they got in the damn car.
Give me an athletics roll, Flux. And I'll give you a +2 because Packard will try and help you in.
Me put 2 bonus dice in, or you?
You put 2 bonus dice in.
Oh,
I leap
Very
into the
nice.
car, action movie style.
Yeah, you throw yourself into the back seat over the door, Packard grabbing you by the belt and hauling you in.
Very nice.
Riven, give me another piloting roll.
yeah, sure. Hopefully I don't fuck up. Four.
All right, which direction are you going?
Oh shit.
Should wrath it.
Don't know if I need to. I mean, okay. I'm going this way.
Why that way?
It's the first thing I can see, and it doesn't have 2 autoguns. It's just one we have to deal with.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's fair.
That's
that is very fair.
Yep. I'm going that way.
All right. You guys can hear shouting behind you.
Yeah,
Many
surprised.
much a bit confused. But no sign of gunshots yet as you screech around the corner, swinging wide, the Jeep leaning heavily on its suspension.
Yep.
And you careen towards the checkpoint. The troopers on the cannon stare in confusion as you accelerate. The men at the checkpoint turn, the one in the middle yelling, "Oi, what the hell are you doing?"
I'm just gonna scream, "Get out of the way!"
Alright, give me
love-
another piloting roll.
I love the idea of this guard's. I know you said what the hell, but it sounded like you said what the hey.
No cursing in this, Christian. No cursing.
Another man too slow to get out of the way. You slam straight into him. He smashes into the bonnet, hits the metal roll cage, almost colliding with you, Riven. Packard leans back in his chair. He slams over the roll bar and thuds onto the ground behind you. Give me a D3.
Sure.
God damn it.
Rip.
Yeah,
I don't know
he
if
is
that's good or
dead.
bad.
He
Sorry,
hits
mate.
the ground with a sickening crunch.
Oh,
I love it. I
sorry,
love
mate.
it.
The guards at the checkpoint unsling their rifles and turn to fire on you, but you're already streaming away. Las bolts light up the dark, the crack as they superheat the air, whizzing past your heads. Gonna give them an attack roll as you
Yep.
zoom away.
Yep.
Flux is just going to yell at Riven. Keep going southwest.
Roger.
You must have really surprised them because they miss terribly.
Hmm.
You disappear into the distance. You turn off your headlights and turn off-road for a while, and they lose track of you in the dark.
Flux would have yelled at Riven, "Don't turn off your headlights. Keep going,"
Okay. That's fine.
Fair.
making them think that we are going the opposite direction of where we're ending.
All right then.
Oh, I see. Yep, I gotcha. All right.
Yeah,
We're
you
going to
disappear
drive
into the
as
night.
we can
What's up?
before taking a very wide loop around to get to the mesa we're going to.
All right then. Let me do some quick measuring. As you careen away into the dark, Packard laughs in a short but mirthful burst. It's not quite how I saw that going.
Yeah, well, I live to impress. At least in surprise.
That it is. Think you killed that last guy.
Well, if we weren't. Hey, Flux, you did get the cyanide in, right?
Cyanide's in. Poor fuck that was walking me around is dead. All is right in the world, and they're gonna light up a glow stick.
Well, I feel bad for that guy, except that we saved, I did save him from death by cyanide later on.
I had only took my fucking cigs.
Oh, I meant the guy I hit. I mean, your decisions are your decisions. I don't judge.
All right. To make your way back to the mesa will take.
Will we be able to make it there by morning?
It'll take about 4 hours. You will definitely make it there before morning. You will get there. Let me just do some quick maths.
Absolutely not too long maths.
6.
So I'm gonna sort of lean over and say, "Hey, Flux, next time let's not take any detours." This
Sorry,
was a
what?
detour, right?
No. This is a whole ass plan.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right. I wasn't sure if we were checking this one out first as a detour
So,
or yeah. Okay.
We're not going to the other place. We
Oh,
just
okay.
going far enough to make it look like we are before looping back around and taking the long way back to T.
That's what I figured. Yeah. Okay. We're regrouping.
I just don't want them to think that we're headed that way, because then the convoy's gonna have a leg up.
Mm-hmm.
there are 2.5 hours of night left when you arrive at the mesa. You can see the faint grey haze of dawn on the western horizon.
Excellent. Gonna get the camo netting. Gonna camp out on top of the mesa. And gonna have some food while we wait.
Yeah.
Fireworks over the horizon when Nualia starts up.
All right then. As you approach the mesa, who did you give the night vision to? Riven.
Yeah, because
I have the. Yep.
Riven, give me an awareness roll.
I was wondering when you would ask. Does the presence do the presence goggles give me any kind of bonus, or just am I just doing straight?
Just straight. For reference, I will move you over to the T4 map.
Straight as I got, which is to say not much, but
We're doing a huge ass loop around T4 before coming at the mesa from the north, like northwest side.
Well, coming from T5, you would be coming from the northeast anyway.
Yeah.
So it'd just be a little bit to go around to the west and then come back on it. But how close are you getting with your headlights on, driving at full speed?
well, feel like I'll defer decisions from that to Flux, but this is not this place is way more fortified.
Yeah, let's be careful and go nice and slow and headlights off soon.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play it careful and switch off my lights pretty far back.
All right. Packard and Flux, you are plunged into darkness, trusting to Riven's presence goggles and driving ability. Riven,
Yeah.
as you creep closer, you can see the mesa in the distance, about 300 or 400 meters away. And as you draw closer, you slow down a little in caution, getting a little slower the closer you get. And at about maybe 100 meters or so, you swear you can see a figure moving on top of the mesa.
I'm gonna just mention over someone on top of the mesa. Don't know if it's a sniper or something else.
Flux is gonna hold out their hand. Mind if I take a look?
Go for it.
I have Augmetic eyes that say noted distance.
Oh, same, but
So that does that stack in some way if you're using the price sense?
I would say you can still use your augmetic eyes while wearing presence goggles. They are designed to be eyes primarily, so
No, I mean in
it's
terms
not
of
like you've got great big telescoping lenses on the front of your face.
it does
Okay.
say ignores penalties to visual distance.
yeah.
Yeah, so the presence goggles just give you the ability to see this far in the dark.
Yes.
Then your eyes give you the ability to focus on distant things.
Yes. So I'd also like to see if I can take a look and possibly get more detail.
Yeah, give me an awareness roll.
No more than you. Rip.
Nah, you can just about make out a figure in the distance. The presence goggles make things a bit grainy and fuzzy, and the shadows are making it difficult to make out much more than a humanoid shape backlit against the stars.
How far out are we?
About 100 odd meters.
Excuse me.
Hey, Packard. Your scope do any better than the price sense goggles?
Well, it can't see in the dark.
I thought you snipers were supposed to be like magical or something.
I requisitioned me a presence scope, and you got yourself a deal. You could give me the goggles, and I can have a look.
Yeah, maybe he can
Flux will hand him over the goggles. Take the magic out of it, why don't you?
He gives you a grin that you can barely make out in the dark, in the ever so slight glow from the inside of the presence goggles. A faint green light as he straps it over his face. He has to push it up a little as it doesn't sit properly on his lack of a nose, but he takes aim through the scope.
Well, they haven't shot us yet, so that's a good sign.
Don't know if they've seen us yet.
Fair.
Packard peers through the scope. You hear a sharp intake of breath. Shit, see me. Sniper.
Fuck.
There's a crack.
Well,
Don't love that.
Packard lowers the rifle, the flash hider turning the las bolt almost invisible. If you weren't looking for it, you wouldn't see it as it arcs through the air. He's down.
Holy shit.
Do
Don't
not
ever
fuck
tell
with
anyone
Taff.
this, but you are my favorite.
He gives you a gap-toothed grin and then raises the scope again. There's probably more up there.
And we're certainly not going to be able to get in that way.
I don't know. They would have raised an alarm if they'd saw him go down.
Hmm.
I can't hear anything yet.
Guess we better get up there as fast as we fucking can then and take care of the rest.
He nods. You want the goggles back?
How
then.
dark is dark?
There
Dark.
is wan starlight, but not really any cloud cover, so with a bit of adjusting after the headlights have been turned off, within a few hours you could see about maybe 9, maybe 10 meters or so. You can see the vague outlines of terrain and what have you at greater distances, dimly lit by starlight.
So here's my question.
Hmm?
Could I reasonably assume I could climb this thing and get up there without?
It might be a bit more difficult than normal, but you could do it. You do also have the Volg pistol.
Yeah.
Why?
So I'm gonna drive us like probably alongside the. Is this the same mesa we were at before? No.
Nope.
All right. I think I'm gonna probably aim the. Where's the damn marker? I was thinking about here-ish. Does that work?
Yeah.
Fuck it. Yeah, I will zipline myself up the fucking thing. Um, with Packard following, and we will take care of this.
All right then.
Alright.
Do you drive the jeep right up to the mesa?
Yeah,
It's
probably.
not. Um, Flux would probably ask you to stop a bit before, and gesture to Packard to get his Camilla line.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Okay.
Best not
Yeah.
give them a heads up we're on our way.
He pulls the cloak on over his militia uniform, hefts his rifle.
Alright, so I have my dueling las pistol, which has the muzzle flash thing on it. And I also have my las gun. So both of those have the thing screwed on.
All right. You give me a stealth roll.
Sure. Any bonus dice? Because Camilla line?
+1 for the Camellia line, because you are in shadow, so to speak. All right. You both creep forward towards the mesa, quickly falling in its deep shadow. Go ahead and give me a ballistics roll for the Volg Spitfire pistol.
Will do. Ha 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 ha. I forgot to put the stats for that in.
Just make a ballistic skill roll. You're not using it as a weapon. All right. You load the shell in with the grappling hook. Hold it above your head. There's a puff of compressed air as the hook arcs up into the dark sky. You hear a slight tink of metal against stone. Give the trailing cable a tug. Seems sturdy.
Time to yeet skeet up the place. We gonna murder.
Alright, that'll be an athletics roll. DN reduced because you're using a rope.
Well, guess we know where my second wrath is going.
Alright. You climb your way up fairly easily, Flux, with the aid of the rope, cresting over the lip of the mesa. You can see the grapple hook hooked around a small jutting outcrop of stone. As you reach the top, you hear Packard scrabbling a little below you, taking it a little harder to get up. You see the the grappling hook slip slightly against its purchase, and then suddenly the soft stone that it was anchored to breaks away, and it shoots towards the edge of the mesa.
I'm sorry, what?
You hear a low grunt from Packard as he begins to fall.
Fuck. Is there anything I can do to help him? Can I grab it?
You can give me an athletics roll to see if you can grab it.
This is not gonna work well. Yeah, Flux is just gonna try to fucking grab it and brace their legs against, like, some kind of rocky outstructure or some shit so they can, like, let him continue climbing the fuck up.
Yeah, reacting on pure adrenaline, you throw yourself at the hook, grabbing it in your hands, jamming your foot into a crack in the rock and bracing against it. You heave. You hear a soft thud and a grunt from Packard as he begins to pull himself back up. After a few
Strong as fuck.
torturous minutes of you straining to hold this metal hook, you see a hand press the lip, and then another, and Packard's disfigured face pulls itself over the top. Thanks for that.
Yeah, well, you know.
I'm gonna call over the Vox speed. You two okay up there?
Might have tore my stitches.
What could be worse?
Calms down for now.
Roger.
Yeah, time to go murder some people.
Yeah, as Packard pulls himself to his feet, he glances around, and you look around the mesa. It is a jagged, uh, chaotic mess of slabs of stone at different heights and slightly different angles. You can see silhouetted against the night sky at least 3 other figures, one of them moving towards you from the south.
Time to, divide stealth and murder.
For the sake of ease. You also spot a couple of paces away from you, lying on the mesa on his back, a trooper wearing the same uniform as you. A red sash around his throat, a pair of goggles strapped to his face, carrying what looks like a long las. There is one of the right lens of the goggles are shattered, and the eye socket beneath a charred wreck.
Packard.
And this is the body of the one Packard shot.
Looks like it.
Cool. Gonna take a sec. Actually, does this already have the flash thing on it?
No.
Oh, long last. Cool. I'm gonna take a sec and unscrew from my las gun the thingy.
Flash hider.
Yes. And put that on the long las. And this is mine now.
Alright. Go ahead and add a very battered and worn old Longlas. Does actually have a wooden stock and grip though. Unlike the polymer version that Packard is carrying.
Fun. Let me open the rulebook and get the stats for that. But yes, stealth murdering.
Alright, who are you going after? And what do you want Packard to do?
I'm gonna motion Packard in the direction of the one to this side, and I'm going to slowly take aim for the one on this side because we can see them, correct?
Yeah. They are quite far away. It's a long shot.
Mm-hmm. Too long for a long last?
No, you could manage it.
Sorry, I'm trying to pull up the stats. Why did they put the melee before? Okay. Longlas has a medium range of 36 and a short range of 18, so I'm fucking fine. 10, 1, AP minus 1. Yeah, so Flux is going to just point at Packard and then point at the one that they want him to shoot, and then point at themselves and point at that one, and then hold up 3 fingers.
He gives you a nod and raises his rifle.
And then under their breath, they're just going to count down 3, 2, 1. And yeah, shoot. What the fuck? Oh, I didn't check anything, did I?
You need to set your ballistic skill in the drop-down menu.
That would be helpful if I did that, wouldn't it? I'll take it.
Well, it's a long las, so it's reliable. So you ignore the first complication, so both of you get to ignore those complications.
Handy.
And 4s do hit just barely.
Nice.
Go ahead and roll damage. Yeah, double crack splits the air like a whip crack. The 2 figures drop to the ground. Packard immediately swings his long las round. The other one's heard it. He's looking for us.
Yeah. Flux will just give him a nod as soon as he can. and
He
also
spots
attempt
you.
to. Fun. Hopefully, Packard spots him first.
I think that's a combat initiative.
Do I know he spots me?
I mean, you already knew where he was. You can turn to look.
Yeah, I would very much be also turning to shoot him with Packard just in case.
Then yeah, you could see him raise his rifle, pointing towards you.
Cool. Can I roll combat initiative to like hit the deck so that I don't get shot?
Sure.
That is horrible.
All right. He rolled double sixes.
Ha ha ha.
Wait, I was gone for like a minute. What
Die.
happened?
I'm about to get shot.
Don't
Ah.
die.
Dabs.
Oh, that's the 999ers. That's the wrong one.
Oh no.
Here we
Please
are.
fuck
This
up.
is the
Please
right one.
fuck up. Please fuck up. Please fuck up.
Wait, who's even shooting you? Is it
The
Snipers.
other
Sniper
sniper.
guy.
All
on the
right.
same?
Flux. What is your defense?
Ooh.
3.
All right. He hits you.
I'm shocked, truly.
What's the ED on a long las? 1, right?
1.
Yeah, thought so. Okay, and roll damage. That's 11 damage, Flux.
Oh.
Rip.
You hear the ear-splitting crack and see a flash of red as a lasbolt scores across your ribs, punching through the flak armor of your chest.
I would really, really like to soak that.
Yeah, go for it.
Determination, that's what it's called now.
Yep.
Can you
Ooh.
wrath that?
We're
Guess
not
who has
around.
no wrath?
Ah.
Deal.
Can I give them mine?
You still have 2 glory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could I roll at least, like, 1?
Yeah.
You
Take
can
them both.
finish if you
Yeah,
want.
go
There's
ahead.
no way.
There's
we're
3
gonna
minutes
have
left in the
time to get
session.
back
Yeah,
on.
let's just take them both.
Yeah, you got
Okay.
one.
Alright. You soak 1 wound, so 2 shock, and then however many wounds are left.
Okay, so that's 3 wounds, which isn't horrible. 3 shock, 2 wounds, dabs. If we can get through this fight and I can get a Medicaid kit, I'll be fine.
Conveniently, I
Two
have
of
one.
them,
You just
I'm
have-
fucked.
Right.
Packard's shot, barely visible in the gloom, punches through his chest and he drops to the ground. Packard
Okay.
turns to you, lowering his rifle. You were right. Couldn't get him in time.
Flux is just gonna be bent over, groaning. And then just kind of give him a thumbs up with the stiff up arm. Today's just been a super duper night. I think I need a nap.
Alright. We will leave it there for tonight. Next week we will come back for the ambush. Which should be pretty
Yeah.
intense.
Should be good.
E.
Should be about as intense as that moment of running over the sergeant and driving away.
Oh, Hugh, did he survive or did I kill him?
The guy you hit in the doorway in the main gate died. The sergeant survived.
All right. Well, he's gonna have a short life when someone goes to bring him water.
Let's see. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go ahead and get things started in a raid. We're gonna go say hi to Danados, who is playing Little Nightmares 2.
Fancy.
Yeah, it came out
Good
like Friday, and I want it so bad.
Mm.
Little Nightmares 1 was really good, and it looks like they added a bunch of stuff to this one to make it even more interesting.
Cool.
As well as I don't actually know whether or not it's a prequel or a sequel. I'm thinking it's a prequel.
Huh.
But yeah, we're gonna go say hi to her, wish her a good night, and hope everybody enjoyed. Let's see. Tomorrow I will be hopefully playing more Factorio with Sarah Britt, and then Wednesday we are not doing the Evil Within.
I'm a bad human, and work requires my presence for some
Shush,
dumb
shush,
fucking reason.
shush. You're a good human, Bap. And I'll be doing something. I don't know what yet though. But
No squeak
I'll be
for
doing something.
validity hammer, therefore I'm right.
Don't shoot. Anyway, have a good night, everybody. Bye.
Bye. Darn it.